Hey, come on.
Hey.
Hey,
Yep. Nice.
we're live. Okay, now for real, anyone who's in the VOD crew watching the VOD of my channel, go fast forward to the future when the show officially begins, unless you want to hang around for the small talk.
Which I mean, why not?
Well, why not? Yeah. Why not? Well, hello, Venin, McBurto, and Nebulant. How are you three wonderful people doing today?
We've got the early crew.
Yeah, the early crew.
Love it.
Hello. Oh no, Poob. What an interesting
What
name.
an excellent name.
Yeah. Can I hear
Can't
gasp?
hear me.
Uh oh.
Uh-oh.
How about now? Can you hear gasp now? Well, start talking so they can find out if they
Oh
can hear
yeah,
you.
I should probably say words. That would help, right? Can you hear me? Great. Oh, Lord.
Okay, looks like at least according to Nebulance, think people can be heard. Tone her down a smidge or
I
Huey
can
up.
also just bring my mic a little bit closer. I didn't
Yeah.
want it on screen to make it, prettier, but we can always do that.
Ooh, Mr. Petrov with that tier 1 sub for 10 months in a row.
Beautiful.
Thanks, bud. Thanks, bud. Can't wait to see you at KeyCon. You're gonna be there, I'm pretty sure. It's gonna be fun.
He
I
better be. I'll
guess real
fucking whoop his ass.
right. I realized because my Discord is doing the chat, I actually need to like check my phone to see when my phone goes off to. Oh my goodness, MeSeek Spot works like immediately today. That's crazy. I've never seen the bot
Hell yeah.
pop off this fast. So I
It
guess
always takes like 10 minutes. It's
yeah,
ridiculous.
it's redonkulous. Well, it's going today, so let's get started with the show. Hello, everyone. I am Man of Interest. Today on the Cool Board, and we are joined by a gasp of Apiary Keyboards. For those of you who may not know what the Cool Board is where we all have a somewhat legitimate excuse to be judgmental a-holes.
Somewhat. It's
Somewhat.
like, not really. Kind of.
Gas, thank you so much for joining us today. How's your day going so far?
Dude, it's been great actually. I've been super sick recently, so if I sound a little bit strange, that would be why. I was like out for like a week, so if I seem a little bit spacey, I apologize. I have so much cold medication running through my veins right now. It's ridiculous. But as a result of that, I have been like working really hard to catch up. But today I just cleaned my apartment and it feels so goddamn good. Like seriously. Going from like a completely messy, cluttered mess because I couldn't function for a week to something resembling a house. It's been so fucking nice. It's ridiculous. But yeah. How was yours? How's your weekend? Saturdays are fun.
Yeah, Saturdays are fun. So some of my viewers may know I was actually streaming Saturday morning at 1 a.m. Because I'm an idiot. But I did build my polycarb Singa that's right here. For those who joined
Excellent.
for that 1 to 4 a.m. stream, that involved me roasting marshmallows on stream. So the thing people wanted a keyboard build instead, they got roasted marshmallows. Sometimes you gotta give the people what they want.
Dude,
Aside from that,
you're living in like 2022 and I'm over here in like 2018. Roasted marshmallows stream 1. I want to fucking roast marshmallows on stream. Give me
yeah,
a candle and a marshmallow. I'm gonna do it.
if you have marshmallows, we can roast marshmallows later.
I'm down. I don't know if I have marshmallows.
You should
I'm gonna
have.
be really sad actually because I don't think I do.
Oh no! I'll roast
Rip that plan.
an extra
Roast
one
one.
in your honor later.
Yeah, roast one in my honor and eat it in front of me just to really rub it in.
So, how familiar are you with the Cool Board?
I've literally only seen one episode, the episode that you did with Maxwell and Deck. I caught the very because we stream at the same time,
Yeah, it's
which by the way, beef with you for that because I want to be watching your stream.
let's work it
But
out. We can work it out.
I believe in us.
We can
But
work it out.
so I've only caught the very tail end when I came in, but I had some opinions I don't know if anybody remembers that. I had some opinions, so I'm very excited to be here to set the fucking record straight.
Good. This is the right show to have some fucking opinions. So for anyone who is new and may have not seen the cool board before, like I said, this is our quote unquote excuse to be judgmental assholes. And how the cool board works is every episode I will bring anywhere between 8 and 12 items where, as a community, you in chat with myself and my guest, we will be reviewing these items and we're going to be rating them on how cool they are, from yikes up to meh, up to cool, or if they're so special, wow. And what are the merits of how things are judged on the cool board? It's all subjective. It's whether or not it is actually cool. Sometimes the price matters, sometimes it doesn't matter. Sometimes how cool something looks trumps everything else. Sometimes how ignorant or how annoying some of the issues are trumps the looks. That's all what we're going to decide today on the cool board. So, let's see what's the coolest thing.
What is
Gaff,
the cool thing?
since you are our guests, let's just not choose these two blank ones. You can choose the first item of these 10 that you see here.
Interesting. Let's talk about the KBD19X. Let's start there.
Ooh, that's a pretty good start. Let me just annoyingly zoom out, zoom in, and just move it all the way to the top for everyone. The KBD 19X. Okay, I have some notes on the KBD 19X. It started at $285 for the kit, and that was for either the brass or stainless steel plate, and this is the DIY kit, not the fully assembled. It includes the aluminum case, aluminum weight, which, by the way, the aluminum weight, it still says on the website, random color in parentheses, so fuck your preferences. Plate, PCB, stabilizers, which are bad stabilizers, and the optional acrylic layer for the side glow. Let's pull up the actual listing right here. Colors available: black, red, silver, gray, dark blue, dark purple, cyan, and orange. What do you guys think of the 19X?
So I'm just gonna say first off, real quick, I have seen so many of these.
Yeah.
Just like through my build service, like being recommended as beginner boards. I've worked on I think 4 so far. It's one of the more common boards I've seen for sure. I don't know if you've had any experience with it personally.
I have not actually.
Okay, solid. The random weight is really funny. I didn't know they just threw a random aluminum weight. That's kind of ridiculous.
When you've built them, have they ever matched? Or is it like now that you're thinking about it, like all the memories are coming back, like it is totally random?
I don't remember, if I'm being honest. I didn't pay. I was more concentrating on the PCB and like getting the thing together. So I actually don't think I ever had one that didn't match. But that could have just been luck.
Maybe they just put that in case they fuck up. Then they're like, it was random. It was random.
But honestly, I don't think it's. I think it's a little bit like the tofu, or maybe like a step or two above the tofu, in that it's a solid beginner board, decent price point, good for what you're paying, but it's not like amazing. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. Because like it is decent for the price. $285 unbuilt.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you're gonna build one up, let's see, $285. Let's assume you're okay with shitty stabs. You have lube, so you need to buy switches. Say you spend $70 for switches because this is basically full sized.
Yeah.
And then you need keycaps. Let's assume you're gonna be cheaper and you get some ePBT keycaps. That's another $80, another $150 on top of the $285. So shy of, it's not too bad for overall
Not too
price.
bad. Yeah, it's not
For
terrible
fully
at
built.
all. Especially for something like readily available. And I remember the quality actually not being terrible. Again, like it was actually surprisingly good quality. Again, it wasn't amazing quality. It wasn't like, anything crazy, but it
It's
was
not
solid quality.
it's not HBCP quality is what you're
Yeah,
saying.
exactly. It's not great, but it wasn't terrible.
How do you feel about the F13 key?
I
I've had
like an
I've
F13.
had mixed feelings about that from different people because, like, for example, the HBCP and a few other compacts,
Mhm.
they don't have
Mhm.
that F13 key, and instead, like
Mhm.
on Heine's, he has the LED notification area.
Yeah. I think there's a time and a place for it. I think you definitely need something there, and I think an F13 works fine. I think if you're just trying to put an F13 in there to have an F13, it normally doesn't work, right? But I think it works on this board. I think it fits the aesthetic.
Yeah, it definitely fits the spacing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
100%.
let's go. Let's go back to Adobe Illustrator, annoyingly, and find out where is it going to be on. Where is it going to be?
I would put it.
I don't know if it's cool. Like it's a
No, 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 no,
decent
no.
board, but like is
Yes.
it cool? Are people buying those and showing them off?
No, I would put it upper meh, in the upper to solid meh. It's good. It's maybe even a little bit better than you expected, but it's not cool.
And for those of you who are new, the board goes left to right priority before the up and down priority. So something to keep in mind. So for example, DSA Granite is more right than the TX65, even though it's lower. So it's actually cooler than a TX65. But DSA Granite and Yacht Trash Pandas, DSA Granite is cooler because it's higher and because they have the same left to right. As a heads up to everyone. Okay, so 19X. Let's take some comparisons of coolness. Is it cooler than the Leopold FC660C? I'd say yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I would say a solid yes.
It's all yes.
Yeah, definitely cooler than Chocolatier.
Yeah,
No
yeah,
offense.
yeah. Sorry, gentlemen. I like the set, but
Yeah.
brown is brown.
And brown is brown. I am with you. Everybody who knows me knows how much I hate the fucking color brown. Sorry, am I allowed to swear on your channel?
It doesn't
I
matter.
assume
It's
so.
fine. It's fine.
Okay, sorry.
No, it's fine.
I hate the color brown. Yeah. I would put it mid upper.
Mellowed it to address your comment. Brown is great. Rude. Tell me, when's the last time an OEM car manufacturer released a brown car? It's not 1960 anymore, bud.
Fucking got him.
Okay. 19X. It's probably in the topper tier, like DSA Granite and the Trash Pandas.
Yeah, I would put them around there for sure. I agree.
Is it cooler than Granite?
I don't like granite, so I would say yes. I actually really don't like granite.
Okay,
so...
what do you guys think in chats? What do you guys think in chat? We can brown aside. Okay. KBD19X. I think everyone for the most part is adamant that it is meh. It is solidly not cool.
Yeah.
It's like, what would I describe the 19X as? It's like the Toyota Sienna of keyboards. It's big, it has a ton of space, very utilitarian. You're not gonna show it off though. It's like it's the I'm gonna pick up my kids kind of keyboard.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's what you recommend to your friend who's like, I'm down to try a nice cool keyboard, but I just can't get rid of my number pad because I never use it. But I just has to be there, and you're like, wow. And, it's that's for me. It's that kind of keyboard.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it right here. I'm just gonna put it right here. I think it's fine right here. Right above DSA Granite, almost basically at the line between meh and cool. That imaginary halfway mark. If anyone in chat disagrees with us, you can fight us later. You can fight us later. We'll get to. Don't worry. We'll get to there's gonna be more fighting coming up. Okay.
It's so funny because like half of your list I want to move.
Good. Okay.
It's great. Ooh, let's do Necro. Can we do Necro?
You want to do
sorry.
Necro?
I really want to do Necro. And I want you to not say anything. I want us to not even debate it. I want you to put it solidly in the not good column and just call it good. I think that's all we need to do, right?
Damn, girl, just like let's get straight into GMK Necro. Not no warm up, just.
No, just straight in. Yep, thank you. That is
But
where it
okay,
belongs.
is it cooler
Mhm.
than Taihao Cubic Jukebox?
Nope.
It's
Nope.
not cooler than Taihao Cubic Jukebox.
I would put it below Strong Spirit. Yep.
It's halfway off
Perfect.
the.
Thank you. Purely because of the wasted potential.
I
I am
agree. Okay,
so salty.
I know a lot of people say, "Oh, they think it looks better IRL," or sure they let me the mods are still good, but not the alphas. It's not cool the fact that it's a total mismatch and a misleading product essentially to the people.
Also, having seen it IRL, it looks nothing like the render IRL. I don't know what the fuck you are on. It looks nothing like the render
Yeah,
IRL.
it's
You
just
are trying
it's
to
misleading.
delude yourself into not regretting your purchase. I'm sorry. It's not right. It is completely wrong, and it is a waste of potential. I wish somebody would run Necro the way that it was rendered. Please, someone just do that for me. Thank you.
I feel like the there's another spicy comment. The people who defend Necro are the same people who defend Plum.
So here's but like Necro is worse than Plum. Like having seen Plum in person and seeing the renders, that is like marginally closer. At least it's the same general color family, just like saturation cranked way up. This
Yeah.
is completely different.
Yeah.
They just straight up changed colors.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just completely different colors.
Crazy what happens when you color match with an uncolor calibrated monitor and without any plastic samples.
But like people have done that and been fine. Like I'm very much not advocating that. That is not the way to run a fucking keyset. When you're having people buy into your group buy, right? When you're handling other people's money that they probably saved up a lot for, do not do that. But like people have run that and still been at least like close. I don't know how anyone allowed this to be so incredibly off. I don't know how anybody who saw the samples, I don't know how like the vendor, I don't know how any of this happened. It should not have happened. Full stop. That's my spicy take. Dude.
I feel like a lot of people are on your side. I don't think it's that spicy, but it is a very important take in this community.
Yeah.
Don't if you're gonna design a set, don't mislead people. Get accurate information to give to people. So if you ever run anything, they have the right information to make an informed purchase.
Not everybody is just buying multiple sets a month or multiple sets a year even. Some people really save up and like these are like precious things to them that they have to wait for. So to mislead them is in my opinion kind of very evil. Like I don't appreciate it. I think that's terrible. But I understand Jessica didn't mean to do it. So I mean there's that too, but please just try and have your ducks in a row, and this was not cool.
Ducks in a row. Where's that saying come from?
I have no idea.
Who put ducks in a row? Like
I don't know. That's a very good fucking point. I have no idea.
I'm very curious. Someone in chat figure that out. But someone in chat also pick the next topic. The first person in chat I see who just blurt something out that's one of these remaining ones. Oh, Tenstrong said, "Oh God, Lustro." So Lustro it is. Okay, well, let's cover the Lustro. How cool is the Lustro? So the Lustro, I like how I actually had all these notes for GMK Necro, and we just didn't even need them.
Sorry. It's okay. I completely ruined all of your plans. My bad.
No worries. So the Lustro was designed by Boz H and with help with Trivium Tech, and was ran by Originative. It's a 60% acrylic tray mount with aluminum side feet. The case alone ran for $120. It was an extra $30 if you wanted to add the carbon fiber plate. It ran back on May 16th, 2016. Let's take a look at the original group buy page from Boz H. Nice fancy renders. So the aluminum feet lifts it up and gives it a different angle from being flats. Great for those with those RGB underglow 6% PCBs, I suppose. It's all frosted acrylic. price is not horrible. Just $120, I guess. I mean, how much
Yeah.
is like how much is like a tofu right now?
Like
Like
120 just for the case, yeah.
$120. Yeah,
Ish.
yeah.
I would say 160 if I remember correctly. But
Okay.
yeah, around there.
So this is, I don't know, how cool is this? I think it can look cool with like glow, but
Yeah.
I don't know if I wish the aluminum feet had just. I like the side design. I just wish. I don't know. I just wish there's more to it. But I guess that's all it's
Yeah.
supposed to be. Just aluminum feet just stuck onto a tray mount.
I remember there being some sort of spiciness, but it was very hazy.
I
This was like a millennium ago
Yeah,
in
no.
like keyboard
In
years.
keyboard years, 2016. What? That's the Stone Ages. You need some
Yeah.
archaeologist and
Yeah.
to figure this out. But I think there was issues with either warpage from the acrylic case. I know this team also did the weave-in, which had its fair share of issues, and delays as
Yes.
well. I think delays was the
Yes.
main issue. I'm not sure if there's more to just that. Chat, what do you guys think of what does chat think of the Lustro? Is it lustrous? That's a word, right?
Yeah.
I think it's a word.
Sure. I mean, you said it, so
It's a
obviously
word
it's a
now.
word. Yeah.
Penguin Dropping says it's a hard look at me trying to be cool kind of meh.
The legs are very gamery. I feel ya. All it needs is the acrylic to be red and the legs to be black, and we'd be solidly in like
I
hard
hear
gamer
that I
territory.
hear that adds 5 words per minute to your typing speed though. So
I mean, I mean that plus the RGB, you're flying, dude. You're basically a pro gamer.
Idle Socket says running a lawn furniture. The feet actually kind of do have that lawn furniture kind of vibe. Okay, I
Yeah.
get that. Okay,
I don't think it's cool.
it's not cool.
I don't think it's even high meh. I think it's very low meh for me
Okay,
personally.
I'm trying to think. Would it even be cool in 2016?
See, that's hard.
Maybe for the price at 2016, it would be cool.
Yeah.
I do not.
I think it would be cool because they were trying to do new things as well at the time, right? So there's that at the very least, like an aluminum leg on an acrylic body.
It's not aged well though.
No.
It's not aged well. Sorry, Lustro, but you're not cool. You're not. I would definitely say the lower side of meh. I almost think
I would
like
agree.
it's.
Damn, I need us to stop agreeing.
I know.
But I agree. Yeah.
But maybe okay. Here, maybe here's the spicy thing. Maybe we should be harsher and say, in 2016, it probably would have been meh still, and in 2020, tray mounts aren't really cool in any way nowadays. Almost. Well, what's the coolest tray mount right now? The Fiel?
But I mean, the price, it's very cheap.
That's true. Okay, it was $120 in 2016.
I mean, that's like a Lubricante, right?
This is
And the
20
Lubricante is stacked acrylic that was cut not very well.
Well, it depends.
So-
Depends who you got it cut by. There's different
That's
vendors
fair.
running
Yeah.
it.
It is open source, so I guess that's
Yeah,
totally
some
fair.
I would agree. Some vendors totally fucked it up. I'm not gonna say which vendors,
No.
but we know which vendors.
Yeah. Yeah, we sure fucking do.
I like Talisman Solutions comment. Very cool for 1916.
1916.
Oh, okay.
Let's also keep in mind how long the Lustro has been in stock.
It was in stock
Because
for
I
like 2
remember
years,
it
right?
having been in stock for years. Like, I'm pretty sure it was in stock in 2019. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was.
Because like the coolest tray mounts today would be the Fiel, the Clipe, and the Unicorn with a K.
Yes. Is there a unicorn with a C? Duck
Yes.
unicorn, I guess? Yeah.
Yes, the Duck has a unicorn with a C.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like how this community we have to specify what kind of unicorn we're talking about. It's a crazy world we live in.
Excellent. Oh, Lord. But yeah, I would agree.
Maybe just
Tray
straddling the
mounts.
line between yikes and meh.
I would put it a little more like yikes.
A little
To be
closer to
honest,
yikes.
it's not full yikes,
But
but it's a little like it's a little yikes.
okay, I can agree with that. You know, I can agree with that. Like, I think the only thing that stops it from being full yikes is that low price.
Yeah, but it also looks cheap. Like that
It does
looks
look
like
cheap.
it's cheaper than a tofu.
It
in my
looks
opinion.
it looks like the lower quality IKEA furniture. And if
Yeah.
anyone who shops at IKEA a lot knows what I'm talking about when like even though all IKEA furniture is cheap, even IKEA furniture has like tiers of shittiness.
I would expect to see the Lustro on Amazon as a pre-built. I would. Like seriously.
That's fair. That's fair. Maybe one of these days, you know, some random OEM person's gonna
Right?
see this and they're gonna like, she has a good idea. She has a good idea. And we'll see on AliExpress
Just
pop up
yoink
or
it. Yeah. Polaris 75 who? Lustro 75. Let's go.
anyone else in chat want to fight us for the placement for the Lustro? Bring your cases. Yeah,
Does anyone care enough to
yeah.
fight for the Lustro?
I
I'm
guess,
seeing a solid crickets.
yeah, solid crickets. Penguin's just like, nah, fuck the Lustro.
Yep. Yep. Rip Lustro.
And Talisman, yes, there are definitely tiers of shittiness when it comes to IKEA furniture. Wilson, why waste energy on the Lustro? Fair enough. Let's move on. Okay, chat, choose the next one. The first person that'll blurt out one of these random items will be going to. Let's see what it is. That's why I love the 6-second Twitch delay. SA Pulse. Vindon is quick. Alright, let's cover SA Pulse. Oh, this is so spicy. For people who've been in this community, it's very spicy. For anyone who's newer in the community, you might be wondering, why is this spicy? I don't know how much I want to get into the spice of all of this.
Please, full spice. Please, full spice.
Okay.
Well,
fine.
maybe close to full spice.
Close to full. Okay. Well. Okay. Yeah. We'll go.
Let's not go ghost pepper.
We're not gonna go the last dab. We're just gonna
Yeah.
go the bomb.
I like it.
So SA Pulse designed by Mito. Nowadays it is run all the time by Drop.com, formerly known as Mass Drop. It is formerly one of the most iconic, if not still one of the most iconic SA sets, featuring an intense, I don't know, turquoise / cyan. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what's the best way to.
I would call it cyan.
Okay.
It's not quite green enough for turquoise, but that's up for debate.
Okay. With black, it's known pretty well in the community. The first run was back on September 7th, 2014, and the first run it only sold 207 base kits. So the question is, how cool is Pulse? Did it age well, or does it just stick out because during the time it ran in 2014, there weren't many sets with such bright, intense contrast? With that in mind, I guess we'll get to some of the spice. Let's look at
Now, is this Mito spice or is this SA Pulse spice?
Mito.
That's my
It's always. I mean, it's the one and the same at this point.
That's fair.
Let's get into it. Some of you may have not seen this. This is the original SA Pulse. Look at this first big comment. Group I closed. We will not have a round 2 of any sort. How many rounds of SA Pulse runs now? 3? 4? Now there's GMK Pulse as well. Okay, but before we get into, I can get into that. And why that is existing. Here's the prices breakdown. So they told 270. So the base set was $60 per set. Pretty expensive. Novelties, $16, 127 sold. So I mean, the pricing back then, everything was pretty cheap back then. Not many things sold. Let's go to the drop page as well. Oh my god, please. There we go. So, as we all know, nowadays it's selling over 1,000 base alpha kits in multiple rounds. Like, it's not like, oh, it only hit 1,000 once. Like this, it's a high selling set in today's day and age.
For sure.
But high selling doesn't always mean cool.
No.
A ton of people buy a Toyota Corolla. It's not necessarily a cool car. It's a functional car. So, SA Pulse. What does chat think? While chat thinks about that, I guess I'll get into why this originally said we'll not have a round 2 of any sorts. So when Mito ran Pulse initially, he did say there's going to be no round 2. And his quote was, "I want to respect the value of the people who purchase this set. Because if I have more Pulse sets, it's going to devalue their sets." I was like, okay, well, are you never going to run Pulse again? He's like, no, I'm not going to run Pulse again. And then after that, someone asked Signature Plastics, hey, can I run this set that has these colors in it? And Mito was like, no, you can't do that. Those are my colors. But here's 2 issues. First issue, all those colors are stock Signature Plastic colors. None of them are custom colors. Second, Signature Plastics had a ruling that no one owns a colorway. No one owns a colorway for Signature Plastics. Suddenly, someone's like, well, I want to release my own set called SA False Pulse. Mio didn't like that. So as soon as False was announced, Mio's like, oh, round 2 on Mass Drop. And then that's the story of now it's continually running. There's more issues because Mito's like, you're a thief, you're stealing it, you can't do that. But for round 1, I don't know if there's still pictures of the round 1 novelties, but Mito took the round 1 novelties from another website and never credited them for the novelties for round 1 Pulse. So there's some spice involved. I think all of that has been resolved nowadays. But that was some of the background behind all of it at the time. So, SA Pulse. Is it cool? Back when there's like no sets.
In my opinion,
yes, let me hear your opinion.
Exactly where it belongs on that drop page. And that's on top of a drop keyboard. And nothing nicer. End of story, I think. Yep.
Wilson1155 says meh. Vogon PT also says meh. Tenstrong, this is so uncool it kind of hurts. Vinden just says ouch.
I mean, when you look at it, it looks like a Max Keyset, doesn't it? If you look at Max Key's offerings, tell me that does not look like a Max Keyset.
I don't know if Max Keys has this much contrast in their sets.
They have like a pink and white one that's like a bright purple pink on white. That's pretty goddamn bright. Admittedly, it's not like,
oh, I see it.
cyan on black, but I don't know. I don't like it. But I'm not the biggest fan of SA as a profile. I think it's really boring. The fact that the novelties he didn't even make and they aren't even that good.
I would say back in the day, back in 2014, it was very cool in 2014.
Of course, yeah. But
actually, in 2014, some people would say it was even wow, because even at the beginning, with only 207 sets sold before the round 2 happened, aftermarket prices for SA Pulse went over $400 for the base kit.
Yeah, but Troubled Minds was also crazy prices aftermarket. I'm just fucking saying.
Yeah, no, you're definitely right about that. But in the historical context of SA Pulse,
of course,
definitely cool. I would definitely agree. It is not aged well at all. I think.
No.
I feel like it almost has this what's it called? It's the effect of like we've just seen SA Pulse so often now. Become so like normalized where it doesn't feel as special. It just seems like another set I can wait 6 months and I'll run again, whatever, no big deal. And just like it's such a commodity.
It doesn't look that special anymore. So many key sets have come out that are pushing the envelope in different ways. This looks like something fairly basic that somebody would have in stock constantly, which I mean Drop basically does.
Yeah.
And that's it.
I'm sure
I don't know.
I'm sure if you look deep enough in Yanbo's closet, he probably has like 24 of these sets still.
Oh, most definitely. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not a huge fan. I would rather something else. I guess the question is are we doing this? Is it cool now or was it cool? You know what I mean?
It's always going to be now. Is it cool? Well, is the base question. Is it cooler?
To yikes, in my opinion.
Is it cooler than SA Nuclear Data?
I mean, I don't think Nuclear Data should be there, but at least Nuclear Data has a slightly better story.
Nuclear Data is like solidly in the lower meh.
I think Nuclear Data is mildly yikes, but that's not what I'm here for.
we can get into that later. Don't worry, we can get into that. We'll have time for that. So straddling yikes. What does chat think? J Shuff. It's polarizing, but it's not Honderbites.
Honderbite has a cool story at the very least, and it's
It's a marketing story. They literally made that set for marketing.
Exactly. And I think they did an excellent job. Like, so for that pure reason, I would actually put it in nearly cool.
For Honderbite?
Personally.
Well,
Yeah.
When we get there, that might be where it ends up. Let's see what I see. Nebulin, us two are wrong. No.
Everyone is very mad at me for saying Honderbite is cool.
Nebulin says, this was an important set back in the day. It is yikes now. But this was a touchstone set.
I would agree with that. But it is yikes now.
Is it a full yikes now? Or does it have any I
think the fact that it was cool makes it be meh a little bit. But I definitely think it should be on that line.
I don't think it's a solid meh. I definitely think it should somewhat straddle yikes, whether a lot or a little.
I would put it above Lustro slightly, though.
It's just past Lustro?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say it's cooler than Lustro.
Yeah, it's more right than Lustro,
sure.
So yeah. Right behind SA green screen. I guess that works. What, anyone in chat have anything why it should be more meh or more yikes? Wilba Pulse was always meh.
This is why I like Wilba.
Wilba's great.
He's always right.
More yikes, says Lenders. Maybe it's better than green screen. Xenophobia, 55% meh, 45% yikes. I think it's fine here.
I think it's fine.
I think it's fine here. Okay. Gas, which one would you like to review next?
I have to wait for the Twitch because for some reason I can't see it here. Let's do... all the rest are very interesting. Let's do Pristine because that one's pretty easy, I think.
Hopefully it's easy. Okay, GMK Pristine. GMK Pristine was designed by FishPod and run on Z Frontier. It was $147 if they met the $150 MOQ and $133 at the $250 MOQ. It ran from September 28th to October 19th, 2017, with a February 2018 shipping estimate. It's a very simple black on kind of creamish white set. That's basically it.
Yeah.
There's no other details.
Yep. That's it.
This was 2017. Doesn't seem that far to some, but in reality, 2017 was still a time where when people ran sets, they didn't have any renders other than the GMK render. This was the only render for the set, the official GMK one. But to be fair, it uses all GMK stock colors, L9 and CR. So people know what those colors look like if you look at a color chip.
Yes.
I have the set. I think it's extremely safe set.
Yeah. I think if only because it is so solid. Like, it's the set that you get for in case you decide, like, for me, I mean, I take pictures on so many fucking boards. This is a set that, like, I need, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a black on white. It will look good with anything, no matter what how crazy a board somebody sends me. Doesn't matter if it's, like, blue and red, this will look fine on it, right?
Yeah.
So I think, honestly, because of its versatility, and because, in my opinion, Pristine is the most versatile of the black on white sets, I would put it high meh to cool, even. It's not cool, but it's very useful. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. I'm trying to think whether or not that versatility translates well to coolness.
Totally get it. Yeah. I would put it high meh.
High meh. I mean, I think there is I do think there's some notion that it's so versatile it can be cool because it works for any board. Like, right, we could put it, all the way on. We could put it on the what's a bad board?
When you see Nathan post a photo there's a high chance it will have black on.
Yeah, like for
I don't know
example,
if it's pristine, but it will have black on white on
in
it.
the mid meh, it would look
Uh-huh.
great on a clue board. The only thing that would bring it down is the clue board itself is what looks bad, not the set. If you
Right.
put it on the J80, both the J80 and the set would look great.
Yep.
And if you go like even down cooler, if you put it on the polycarb, I have a pristine set. I used to have it on my polycarb Singa with the CMYK modifiers for a nice little color splash, because it is so versatile, and I think it still looks great.
Yes.
Um,
It's very, very, it definitely, because it's such a blank slate, it's definitely very board dependent, which I think makes it kind of hard to evaluate.
I like how you
You know what I
chose this
mean?
because you thought this would be simple.
Well, I think it's simple because there's nothing wrong with it.
If there's nothing wrong with it, does that make it cool?
No, I don't think it should be in the cool category. It's just where in meh it falls. I personally think high meh because it's meh, but it's useful.
Maybe we should just make it the poster child of meh and just put it actually. Oops, I need to group these. Actually, next to the meh letters.
I can dig that. Useful doesn't make it cool though. Well, the issue is that what makes it cool is the board that it's on.
Like,
You know what I mean?
just right here, meh, and then definition of meh, GMK Pristine.
Yeah. It could go either way. It could go yikes or cool, I guess.
I don't think it could go yikes. You know, I don't think GMK Pristine could go yikes, because if it looks bad at that point, I feel like it'd be the board's fault, not the set.
100%. So then, I mean, if it could never be yikes, should it be a high meh?
At least a high meh for sure.
Okay.
I think this is a fine spot for it. It's a pretty high meh, even if I left it right here locationally.
Yeah.
What
Perfect.
do you guys think? Can't go yikes, can't go cool either. Says Vinin, Penguin, you say it's mid meh. It's hard to knock on something that can blend with a lot of keyboards. Dewey says it can go either way, like a bisexual. Nebulan, as the contrarian in chat as always, he thinks it does not look great on a lot of boards.
Interesting.
Okay, Nebulan.
I would be interested in hearing what Nebulan's favorite key set is.
I know his favorite key set is probably Skull Squadron or GMK Lime.
Snap. GMK Lime is actually quite nice.
It is. Okay, it's chat's turn again. Chat, pick one of these remaining items.
What do you care about, Chad?
What's chat? Wilson says the LZST. Okay, let's review the LZST. Let me actually remember to group it this time properly. Okay, LZST. The LZST was designed, of course, by LZ all the way in Korea. It's LZ's 660 layout keyboard. It ran on May 5th, 2017. The basic kit cost a whopping $396 with an additional $65 to ship to the US. Ouch. 11-degree typing angle, and that's duck level of typing angle.
Yeah, it's massive type angle.
Yeah, it came with either an aluminum or stainless steel plate. You could choose either a brass or stainless steel weights. For the PCB, it was a Liku PCB, which people have mixed opinions about. I'm going to start off.
It's terrible. Who likes the Liku PCB?
It's a workable PCB though that has a GUI, so you don't actually have to know how to code. I'll give it that much.
I don't like Liku
As someone who
PCBs.
started keyboards when keyboards didn't have any kind of GUI programmers, having a shitty one is better than not having one at all. Because I am not into I'm not a coder by any trade or profession or knowledge. It's like the shittiest version of VIA.
So at the time, Liku's PCBs maybe were fine. Now,
oh yeah,
they
now
are
they're
a pain
shit.
in the ass.
Now they're
yes, I am talking 100% now. I fucking hate Liku PCBs.
Yeah, I've never used a Liku PC. Even like when I got recently a TX board and it came with a Liku PCB, I just chucked it. I'm like, I don't need this. So LZST. Let's also look at this. He has really bad like group I posts sometimes, to be honest. This
Oh,
one
I
is
think I feel like a
better
lot
than
of the
normal.
people who have been in the hobby for a while just kind of give up on doing good group fight posts,
To be
which is very
fair, it depends on the person because like LZ
for
comes from a
sure.
time where like the minimum was all required, and LZ has developed
Hmm.
such a trust. I mean, the other
Hmm.
year he ran a blind group buy where you literally just paid him $500 and you didn't get any pictures of what it would look like.
Hmm.
That's crazy. But not
Yeah.
what we're here to talk about today. We're talking about the LZST, this 660 layout. It's a very aggressive design. Like the sides are plain. It's just like harsh and sharp. I think there's
No,
a
I've never touched one of these. Are those photos of a proto?
uh
I'm assuming.
yeah.
Okay.
The
Sweet.
case only came in black, silver, and red. This is basically like the raw alu version.
Oh, it's raw. Okay.
Yeah.
I will keep my opinions to myself then. It's like, ooh, that's a fair amount of machining marks.
Oh yeah. This is the raw
Yeah, okay.
machine mark. Yep.
Cool. I can't really tell. Like I said, the screen is a little bit blurry on my side, so I
Mm.
apologize, Chad. Um,
So I don't know what does chat think? I think LZ has such clout behind his like brand and reputation.
it's a hard one because, like you said, LZ has such clout, but at the same time, 11-degree typing angle, very like brutalist case. Like just it's a I hate saying this because it's a meme, but it is a rectangle. And then on top of it, it's a layout that I personally don't really like. I don't like a 660 layout
Hold on,
personally.
how can you be into artisans and not like the 660 layout? There's two keys that are perfect for
I
artisans.
love the two keys. I love the two keys. I hate this particular 660 layout where the arrows are not separated.
Oh yeah.
It
Okay,
looks
yeah.
very just crammed in there to me. I like an exploded arrow. But that's just personal taste. The
Okay.
bottom row is fun.
Yeah, his bottom row that he built is fun, but it does do normal
Yeah.
660 bottom rows as well. So J Chef says low meh. Wow.
Low meh.
Wow. I don't think
Ooh.
it's low meh. I think
I don't think anything LZ makes, unless it is like a terribly failed group buy or a terrible board, could be low meh.
I've typed on this. It feels pretty good to type on. It's a really heavy board. It is like I
I
said,
fucking
extremely brutalist.
Can we actually just have a second? Can I rant for just a
Go
second
for
about
it.
unnecessarily heavy
The
boards?
floor is yours.
Why? Why are we making boards that weigh 15 pounds? Christ alive, why? I mean, I understand if you're using brass for a full bottom as a material choice because you like the sound. That's cool. That's not unnecessary. But why are people making full brass versions of a board that doesn't even sound good in the first place? And its only purpose is to be heavy. Can we just talk about that for a
Let's
second?
talk about that for a second. As someone who owns two all brass boards.
Please do, Huey. Please tell me why the fuck. I mean, do they sound nice though? Because there's all brass boards that are all brass for a reason, but sometimes there's tanks just for the sake of being tanks.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's back weights just for the sake of weighing down something that was already heavy enough. Like,
Yeah,
why
no.
is there a push to get like the heaviest keyboard
Yeah,
possible?
so
And why is that cool?
I feel you there. There's definitely brass boards that sound good and brass boards that sound bad. Both of
Mm-hmm.
mine, so I have an E6 V2 Foundry Edition all brass and an E7 all
Mm-hmm.
brass. Both of those I think are fine boards. I've
Mm-hmm.
built Olivia's E6.5 all brass. That one, in my opinion, the spacebar sucks, but everything else is fine. Most of the
Mm-hmm.
boards, how they sound, is just kind of down to the builder and how they build it. You have to build a bit, you have to lube a bit differently when it comes to all brass. But in
Uh-huh.
terms of like all heaviness, honestly, it just comes down to the flex. Not only your muscles because they're so heavy because you have to pick them up, but the fact that oh yeah, I have an all brass board is mostly what it comes down to. to be perfectly honest. And to be fair, that is an aspect of this community of getting into any high end commodity hobby. There's always going to be a segment that's because otherwise, if you take the extreme negative or extreme opposite, why don't we just all use rubber dome Dell Logitechs Dell rubber domes, right? Those all work as keyboards. If you
I
wouldn't,
think it's cool if you're showing off something that's actually cool.
yeah, no, that's fair. Yeah, it's not for everyone.
I don't understand spending money just to spend money, I guess, is my fundamental disconnect with this.
That is fair. Totally
obsession fair. With heavy boards. I want my keyboard to weigh me down like a horrible ex-girlfriend. Excellent opinion. I can respect that. Thank you, Penguin Tropics. Oh, Lord.
Okay, LZST. I think it's cool. I think it's cool.
I would say low cool.
If you don't think it's cool in chat, screw you guys. It's a cool board. Come on, it's LZ. It's the LZST. It's LZ's worst board. I'll give you that.
Yes.
It's his worst board.
I would agree with that.
But it's still a good board.
Yes. You would flex this if you had it.
Oh hell yeah. Oh hell yeah.
That's all you need to know.
Let's put it, where can we put it on low cool? It's the bottom corner of low cool.
I think if you didn't take into account that LZ made this, it would definitely not be cool. But I don't think you can look at this board and rate it and not take that into account.
For sure. No, I'm pretty happy with it straddling, being a bit on the meh side, but mostly on the cool side.
Yeah. I think we have to be honest and say that the name means something. Because I see some people in chat who are a little grumpy over this. I understand your grump, but I don't think we can rate this without taking that into account.
Yeah, we really couldn't. It's like if any TGR board, the fact it has those 3 letters and were designed by the person who represents the brand of those 3 letters actually is cool and means a big deal because of the history and what that brand means and stands for. And LZ is no different in that regard.
Yep.
In terms of having quality products.
Even though, hot take, I have not been particularly impressed with the quality of the TGI boards that have come into my possession.
Which ones have those been?
Hot take. I have had a 910. I've had a 910 Vietnam Keyboard Community Edition VKC. I've had an Alice. 2 of those had terribly mismatched anno.
Ooh.
All of them had really funky PCBs, but I think that's pretty well known about TGI boards, is their PCBs aren't the greatest.
They're
not
fine.
Very widely talked about, but they do have a tendency to break, actually, in my experience and from what I've heard. They do have a tendency to break. At least I've never broken one, but I've had quite a few come in for repairs, like a lot come in for repairs. I'm talking like 20 PCBs. People have contacted me asking me to repair them, which is a lot.
Are you sure those aren't just bad builders?
It could be. It definitely could be. The number of them that I think it's mostly they have an issue. For some reason, they seem to have. I want to qualify the statement because, again, I haven't ever personally owned a TGR board for a very long time other than my Unicorn, which I don't think counts. Because I had the PCB die on that twice and I definitely didn't build it wrong. So, I mean, there's that too. Understand, I'm coming at this from the position of having my Unicorn PCB die on me twice, and I definitely didn't fuck those up. But I've had quite a few come in that have had issues mostly with ESD. But it's weird, right? Because normally there's nothing that is on a TGR board that seems like it would make it more likely for that to happen. And there's not a whole lot you can do to protect against that, really. So I'm not sure what's going on here, but things are having really weird issues with TGI PCBs that I have seen. That's all. That's
a fair assessment. I have, for context for people, I own a Alice, a JNV2, JNV2 CE, 910 CE. I don't count the Unicorn of the K because that's more of a Lane's, more of the Singa brand.
Yeah,
it is in a collab with TGR, but I consider that more of the Singa brand than TGR brand.
Mhm.
So I have those boards. I've never had any issues with mine. But I definitely can understand where you're coming from. That though having a bad PCB is definitely like one of the biggest dampers anyone can have on a build, for sure. Because like
Yeah.
even with things like okay, if it's a slightly mismatched ano, well at least you have a usable keyboard, right? You rationalize
Right.
that a bit easier than like
Worst case scenario, if it really bugs you, get it circuited,
yeah.
right?
But if you have a bunk PCB, you literally either have to know how to fix the PCB depending on the PCB, or
Or if it's unfixable,
you have
which
to get a new
in my
one.
case it was, then you're kind of out of luck. Especially with poor Yutsuki being so slammed, like
Yeah,
he's not gonna be able to ship you a new one.
for a while. I mean,
Yeah.
he started shipping the Jane V2CEs in November, and they're still going out, and it's
Oh,
the
I
end of
know. I'm
February. Poor
waiting on
guy.
3.
Poor
I have
guy. Like
3
he is a
coming
busy
in.
guy. So
Yeah, bless his heart.
I feel for him. I feel for him.
100%. I agree. And I think Yutsuki is great. I think TGR boards are solid, like 100%. I'm not arguing that. It's just I don't know if they are worth, in my opinion, the crazy aftermarket prices, especially compared to something whose quality is impeccable, like say a Key Colt, and who are kind of pushing the envelope. I think the TGR board I've been most impressed with.
You know what? I have some people who have the same complaints about
Mhm.
Keycolt as you just did with TGR. Funny
That's
enough.
really funny.
Yeah, so I
Because
think it's one of those things where because the community is so small,
uh-huh.
it's so
Mhm.
easy to pick out people who have certain issues with certain
Yeah,
things, and it could just come down to one bad QC of one board. But
that's
because
very
it's like
true.
one person
Mhm.
in 100, maybe only be
Mhm.
1%, but those 99 aren't gonna say everything is fine. You'll just hear that one
Mhm.
person say it's wrong.
That's funny.
It's
I've had like I currently have 3 Keycolt boards in my possession that I'm working on actively right now. And I've had I think a solid like 8 or 9 come through my doors, anything from commissions to 165s to 2 Rev ones, and I have never been I even the B stock, I have a little bit of trouble locating the flaws on it, sometimes. So I don't know. And their PCBs are impeccable. I mean, if you've known me, you know I love Lua, so I have nothing but good things to say about the Keycold boards I have worked on. Whereas I have seen quality control issues a lot with TGI boards. So you're right. It could absolutely just be that I run into like good Keycold boards and bad TGR boards, right?
yeah, yeah, no,
100%.
it's one of those it's definitely one of those crazy things. I think even you can admit even through
Oh, yeah.
encountering your errors, you can still probably say TJAR is still a solid brand
Of course.
despite the
I
errors
wouldn't
that
I
you've
think they are
encountered.
100% worth and probably worth a little bit more what Utsuki sells them for.
Yeah, I agree they are worth their group buy price, maybe worth up to
Absolutely.
10 to 20% higher than that, but they're definitely not worth the crazy 4 times
Absolutely.
aftermarket
Absolutely.
price. Those are
That's all I'm saying. I'm not
crazy.
saying they're bad boards at all.
No, yeah.
Please do not get me twisted. Like
Don't
TGRs are solid boards.
you're gonna
I
wake
just
up
don't
tomorrow you're gonna
understand.
wake up tomorrow morning on like Reddit on your Discord, this big
Oh my
article,
god.
gasp hates TGR, exclusive
Yeah,
story.
definitely fucking not, because I have mentioned that TGRs are solid boards, but like and absolutely worth their group buy prices. They're just I don't see them at the level that other people have been seeing them at. Even if you include the history, I don't think they're like
Yeah.
worth 2K.
Mm-hmm.
Call me crazy.
Big agree.
Or even 1K. That's a
Also,
little high.
real quick, Krelbit, thank you so much for that tier 1 sub. 8 month streak, bud. Thanks. I know you had a long comment. I guess I'll read it because I know you're memeing on me. Hello, my name is Huey. I'm 69 years old, and my interests include long walks through conventions, anime titties, and playing Edward 40 hands. Looking for love, preferably Timberland wearing Chinese men from Toronto.
Seems
One,
very specific.
one Krelbit. No, I am not. I'm not in the DQ. Second, I'm obviously not 69 years old. Third, the rest of it is pretty accurate.
I remember the first time I scrolled through your Instagram feed. There were so many just anime figurines on every single post. I was impressed, dude. That takes some dedication.
It's a hobby like it can be almost expensive as keyboards. It's
Oh,
pretty
dude,
bad.
that's why I was impressed. I know how much those fucking things go for. Oh,
Okay,
Lord.
I'm gonna choose the next one, and we're gonna talk about DSA Retro. We're gonna take it blast to the from the past. DSA Retro. Who remembers DSA Retro? Pretty sure most of the people in chats were not around the keyboard community because it
Oh,
ran
most
all the way
definitely.
back February 11th, 2013. 2013. It's an OG set from way back when, designed by Mateo. It's inspired by the Commodore 64, hence the colors and the double shot Commodore keys. Woo wee, how cool is DSA Retro? You know, so here's a really interesting thing that never happens anymore, okay? I'm pulling up the group I page. The first comment by Mateo. We are grateful to the OTD.KR community that allowed us to use their DSA 1.75 stepped key tooling for this group buy. Think about it. That tooling used to like literally not exist until the Koreans were like, we need this key. And then it happened. And Mateo's like, I want to use it. And they're like, sure. Nowadays, I'm sure anyone could use it without needing to ask the OTD.KR community. Crazy how it all works. But DSA profile, produced by Signature Plastics. In their official colors they used TBN, RBC, and VAV. Because back in the day, Signature Plastics actually used to not do custom colors, and when they did, the MOQ was just impossible. But yeah. So I had to use the Wayback Machine to find the freaking pricing sheet. Let's go to...
Like 2013 was what, like 7 years ago? But in keyboard years, that is fucking ancient history.
Yeah.
Like that is so fucking old.
So for context, why sometimes things in the keyboard community sound so old, a lot of people are joining the keyboard community every day. Actually, a lot of people don't realize, starting in 2014, the community doubled its size every year until last year. Right? From 10,000, 20,000, 40, 8, like physically doubled its size, over doubled its size every year, which is crazy growth, right? It's not like growing, oh, we grew 50%, we grew 5%. No, 200% growth. So, yeah, DQ, I'm calling just you fat, because you grew 200%. But when you think about that, so many people join. When they join, they all really know like the year they joined and what happened, but history isn't really well kept. Hence freaking using me using the Wayback Machine to find out the freaking pricing tier for this website that doesn't exist anymore.
Because I mean, you think about hobbies, people come and go, right? And so with us doubling, the number of people in this hobby who knew about this, that are still in this hobby, right? Who were there when it happened and who remember it are vastly dwarfed by the number of people who have come in since then, right?
Yes.
So for that reason alone, this is ancient history.
Yes. I remember I was in this group buy. This is so long ago. This is crazy. So it sold over 250 alpha kits. They were, pretty cheap, $22.91 each. Yeah, J Chef. I am one of the. I wouldn't say I'm like a super old person in the keyboard community. It's fair to consider me a boomer in the keyboard community. Thank you very much.
Keyboard boomer.
Key boomer.
Yeah.
But of course, some things in history never change. Is it a Signature Plastic set? Look at how many freaking kits there are. Some of you may not realize some of these kits are for a single key. And that's why it's 24 cents for this kit, because it's a single 1U key. Think about having to do a group buy where a kit is just a single key. Oh my god.
Shipping is so great.
But inspired by the Commodore 64, brown and burgundy.
I mean, y'all know my feelings about brown.
I think it's a nicer brown with the burgundy. It goes well with the burgundy. It's part of me likes it just because Commodore 64 influence, not really old, nice OG influence of the Commodore 64. But that's it. That's mostly what it has going for it. I mean, when it tried to do its jump into GMK, GMK Retro failed pretty horribly. I don't even think they hit 100 units before Mass Shop had to pull the plug.
Yeah.
So,
I am with you on appreciating the influence. But when you look at that, I don't think you can put it. First off, it is not cool.
this is also one of the best pictures. Thank you, Joke Rick. One of the best pictures I could find of this set.
Yeah. Furthermore, I think that kind of says it all. If this tried to run now, it would not hit MOQ. It wouldn't.
I think it would have if Drop ran it, but I think any other vendor, even Novel Keys and Dixie Mech, would struggle with this set.
Honestly, I would say potentially even Drop, it would struggle. I mean, it would. You're right. It would probably hit MOQ because it just drops reach. But I would be impressed if this did well by any stretch of the imagination. People keep bringing up Honderbite as like
Thornkin. Okay, that hit MOQ because Krelbit hustled hard AF with the marketing.
You have to understand that Honderbite was pure marketing, and the only reason why it met MOQ is because people knew it'd be funny for it to hit MOQ. So saying Honderbite hit MOQ as anything other than a joke does not work because the only reason why it hit MOQ is because it would be funny that it did.
Remember, one of my original contentions against Honderbite is the reason Honderbite is a bad set isn't because of how it looks. That is part of it. My main reason against Honderbite is that it wasted a GMK production slot. That could have been gotten to another set.
I love it. Oh, Lord.
Okay, let's get back to DSA Retro. It's not cool, right? It's not cool.
It's not cool. I would put it low, man. I would not put it yikes.
It's not yikes. No, it's definitely not yikes.
I would put it low mid, man.
Because it's definitely it's a 2013 reimagining, because as people in chat did say, the Commodore 64 did not come with the burgundy or those green lime-ish kind of keys. It was only white on brown. Those were the burgundy and that green were additions added by Mateo to bring some modern flair to the set, which I think was the right move rather than keeping it all brown.
I don't know, it looks a little 70s, but yeah. I feel you. Sorry, continue.
The burgundy kind of reminds me of like, it's a mix between like brown and like a tweed sweater kind of feel almost.
It looks like a sweater that your grandma would knit you. You know.
My grandma used to knit me vests.
Beautiful.
Yeah, those were great.
That would be a sweater vest. 100%.
She used, I think I have like 7 sweater vests by her. And I used to have my dogs wear them because I grew them, so I wouldn't want my dogs.
Okay. Yeah, I don't. So, despite the fact that I do hate brown, I don't think it's terrible.
Okay, let's do the brown off. Chocolatier or DSA Retro?
I would put Chocolatier above Retro. 100%.
I probably would too. Yeah.
Because Chocolatier actually looks like incredible on a wood board, which I know the words wood board, bear with me, but it does look really goddamn good on a wooden case board.
I think my Chocolatier actually looks pretty good on my all brass E7.
Really?
Here's the logic. I can break it down in a second. The logic is my all brass E7. It's a gold PVD, so it's like the gold ticket that covers the chocolate bar.
I would 100% gold PVD would look so goddamn good with that set. I agree. It really needs something super warm, which we just don't have in keyboard colors, which I think is why Chocolatier sits in the med category, is because it doesn't have that super warm, rich. It's like if you had that on the Lubrigante you have in the bottom right hand corner, I honestly think that would look not terrible. Yeah. A little bit like a banana, but like not terrible.
Oh yeah, chocolate banana, yeah. Yeah. Okay, so DSA Retro, not as cool as Chocolatier. How about Godspeed? No. XDA Godspeed.
XDA Godspeed? I think it would actually still be lower. I actually own XDA Godspeed, funnily enough. There's a store behind that.
Next to Pulse? Same tier as Pulse, just slightly below?
I would put it below Pulse. This is hard, dude.
Yeah, this is why the cool board takes the biggest of brains.
I would put it below Pulse, excuse me, but above Lustro. I really don't like Lustro.
Okay, well, it's technically there because it's more right than Lustro.
All right, perfect.
It's below Pulse, above Lustro, according to how
Perfect.
this works. Okay, that's fair. That is fair. Yeah, it's a properly meh kind of set nowadays.
For some reason, there's something about it that makes me kind of love it. And I don't know what it is.
It's
Like,
that
I feel
burgundy.
bad that it's in
It's
low.
those
Yeah.
modifiers. You love the modifiers.
I feel bad that it's in the low mat. It deserves better, but also it doesn't. Yeah. Lord.
You know what? I used to own this set, and I'm
Uh-huh.
obviously a cool cat, so it's gonna be bumped up a little bit.
There you go. Perfect.
This is the dictator Huey coming in, making my ruling. We're down to 3. Chat, what do you want, chat? How does chat feel? That 40, says Nebulant. So we're doing the double 2 BLE RGB 40%. Let's group this. Let's zoom in. Okay, so this is the double 2 BLE RGB 40% by KBD Fans. Another KBD Fans for today. It's an early KBD Fans group buy. It's ran on June 30th, 2018. This Ortho 40% went for either $168 or $160, depending on if you wanted to go with the aluminum or brass plate. It was a early 40% adopter of the USB-C port, and it also featured Bluetooth, RGB underglow. The sides of the case is a low profile case, so you'd see the keycaps. Let's see, like this
That's
picture here. Yeah, right. Well, has those those sides that were on a little chunky side. The corners are all rounded. The sides are all rounded.
The first thing I thought when I saw this was, oh, it's a Space 65, but Lego. Very clearly not the case. But still.
So yeah, Lord. This I like how for this picture, like I want to know KBD's fans' reasoning for posting this picture. They have 4 feet installed, but they're not in the right places they need to be installed if you're gonna have 4 feet.
I also like the fact that they just said fuck it and didn't put a diffuser in. It's just LEDs.
no diffuser necessary. Just the LED blasting just down on your table.
Yeah. Oh, Lord. Oh. At first glance, it didn't look absolutely terrible, but the more we're looking, low pro, that excellent, those cutouts for that LED. I think the only good thing about it is the USB-C port.
I just like looking at like the side. Like first of all, like this sample they have is either the lighting is really weird, but like look how like it goes from like it's like rounded on the corners, and then you can see like the obvious cuts where it goes this completely shifts, and then it does that again for the other bend. Oh goodness, yeah. This is one of those boards where the more you look at it, you realize it's getting worse and worse the longer you look at it. The main benefit, other than USB-C, it did come in a good amount of colors: black, titanium gray, silver, pink, purple, and cyan. Which I mean, I guess a lot of people who buy 40% boards typically don't have that many color options, as far as I know.
Yes, or options in general.
Yeah. That's like the only saving grace I had, and I think that should be a pretty fair price for what this is, because
I would agree. Well, maybe a little high.
Yeah, maybe a little high
for those fucking cutouts. Those are bothering me so much. Like, God, just throw a little acrylic in them, please.
This board. Okay, well, let's by the way, the reason I put the Geek Hack link for everyone is when you click the actual link for KBD fans, it's just a 404. And I tried on Wayback Machine, and it's not on Wayback Machine. So much keyboard history is going to be lost to people too lazy to like save websites and stuff. It's sad.
I mean, is this keyboard history that you need?
We gotta learn from our mistakes.
Maybe to not fall into
what happens in 2 years? A new up and coming 40% designer's like, I got this great idea, and we're like, no, we've seen this before. Don't do it. They're like, it hasn't ever existed before. Because you can't find it.
Looks like a Space 65 and an Extant had a shitty, horrible, deformed baby.
Oh God, yeah.
Jesus
Which
Christ.
which one is the mother and which
Oh,
one's the
it's
father?
Bluetooth.
Yeah, it's Bluetooth as well.
I did not. I mean, I feel like there's not a lot of Bluetooth options, so I do think that is a plus. So I'm trying to think of other pluses.
I feel like your listing pluses were like, like when you shop around for cars and you're looking at the most base model car, and the base model car has like power windows, and you're like,
It's like,
that's
hell yeah.
of course power windows. Whoa, crazy. 4 doors. It's like, whoa, I'm getting all 4 doors. Crazy.
It's like when you have a specific budget and you really want something better than that, but you have to talk yourself into what you're doing. That's exactly what I'm doing right now. I really want it. I really want to find something to praise it for because I feel bad. But honestly, I think
Oh,
it's just
something good.
solid
Something good.
yikes.
The $160 or $168 price point included DHL shipping. So it really is just that price.
Oh God.
Okay. It's a. Is it a yikes? I think that's the question. Is it a yikes?
I mean, so look at that, right? And then look at the Lustro, which was the same price, or actually cheaper. Admittedly, did not have a PCB, but still, I would take a Lustro over that. And let's just let that marinate for a second. I would take a Lustro over that.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I probably would take a. I mean, I just don't use 40% because I type in Dvorak, therefore I can't really. It doesn't really work. But even in terms of aesthetics, I'd probably take a Lustro as well. You get the aluminum feet that have a nice color and match a set to it.
You could
Um,
make a Lustro work. This one, like the entire time, I mean, I hate low pro cases. First off,
yeah.
I'm just telling people why I hate this board so much. I hate ortho.
Imagine a board.
I
This board is so bad you're justifying a Lustro.
I know exactly. That's what I'm saying. I don't think this can go any higher than a yikes. I would not pay 160 for this. Um, I mean that money can get you a tofu,
Okay,
right?
is it better than its mother slash father, the Exempt?
So you know how you know my feelings on the Exent. So why would you even ask me that question? Of course, it's better than or worse than the Exent. Oh Lord.
Yeah,
I
that's
why is the Exent in yikes territory? God damn it. It is not that bad.
pretty bad. That's pretty
It's
bad.
not that bad. I have used one, and it sounded fucking amazing. I like the aesthetic. It's super cool that they tried something new. I understand the entire thing was a shit show, but like there are other things on my board that had shit show group buys that are meh. I'm just fucking saying.
Okay, let's put this solely in the yikes. I'm just gonna leave
Yeah,
it
yeah, yeah.
mid yikes, just right here. No big
Yeah,
deal. I think
yeah.
it's
I don't think it's low yikes.
mid
I
yikes
think
is fine.
yikes.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Where it is just fine. Halfway between halfway between the edge of the line and the male line.
Yeah, I would agree
Solid.
with that.
Okay.
Just slurping on some water here. Sorry about that.
No worries. Slurp away. Would you like to cover the 62/60 or the Revo and Dr. D keyboard next?
Let's do the Revo.
Let's do the Revo.
Yeah.
And based on everything I could find, that really is the name of the keyboard, the Revo and Dr. D keyboard, by the Revo team, and Dr. D, of course. This board has a 7-degree typing angle. It's fully programmable. The full kit costs $260 with a $35 extra for shipping. Also pull up the group buy page, which we can see here has the big D for the logo between the arrows
Can we
and nav.
can we just put it in cool just for the big D?
The big D, yeah,
Just
and 260 for the price. Not bad. It does have a
not bad at all.
aluminum accent that goes around the side. So mixed opinions by people. The aluminum accent is a little bit wider than the case, so it also gives that like that, the little lip around it. Some people like that. Some people would rather have it flush. I think it's mostly
Personally,
fine.
I really love the middle accent, and I really love things with a lip. So, ticks my boxes there.
And second thing, the D is raised slightly. What do you think about that?
I like it. It's very clearly intentional, and as long as it's clearly intentional, I can get behind it as a design choice. Honestly, the thing that bugs me more is how it's so much closer to the bottom to the arrows than
Oh, yeah.
the cluster.
Uh,
That is the only that has been bugging me so much. I don't mind that it's raised. I honestly think it's kind of a cool design choice, as long as nothing's like wonky with it.
And it did include a cable you do have to solder in, so it's not a detachable cable. But it came with a
Okay.
Yarbo end, but it was a
Okay.
Yarbo PS2 end, so you need to get a. It did also come with a PS2 to USB adapter, but that also looks really bad because of that adapter. If it just ended with a USB Yarbo, that would have been great.
Yep.
Um, Big raised D. It looks like chat is big on that. Came with a few colors: black, silver, red, gray, blue, pink. Yeah. It
Yeah.
did have some delays in the group buy. Accent colors on the side I think are pretty nice. I actually don't mind that they are. It's bigger, so it has that. It's just.
I'm with you. I like a lip.
And you know what? $260 plus $35 extra for ship, so $300.
Yeah.
Not too
I'd
bad.
pay $300 for that.
Yeah,
I
I'd
don't
pay
even like
$300.
TKOs.
Yeah, I think, and you just get I'd get a half plate, and I'd be set.
Half plate. When was this run?
This was run August 26th, 2016.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I think it's cool.
Yeah, I don't think it's too bad.
Honestly, you being me, I would put it in cool just for the big raised D. But but even ignoring that, I like the design. I like the whole thing. The only thing I'm not big on are the blockers
Okay,
and the fact that it's a TKO.
let's see. Olivia says big D energy. J Chef, that D is painful. Is it because it's too big? Oh, I'm on
He's
it today.
struggling with the size.
Wilson Y used this cable. Krelbit, it's nothing special. It's squarely middle of the pack. Slightly lower because of that cable. I built
I
Sake
appreciate
PS2.
they tried to do something nice with the cable. They tried to do a Yarbo and it was just very poorly executed.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
at the same time, I'd be very surprised if you couldn't make a different cable.
Oh, you definitely could.
Yeah.
There's this space. Let's see,
Exactly.
McBurdo,
So
Big D. Sage PS2 might be good, but who has a port for it? J Chef without the D, low cool. With the D, low meh. Avid Llama, D
ooh,
is cool as fuck. Tomu
hell yeah, it is.
wants my D apparently. Calm down, bud. I think Wilba said he liked the D earlier. He liked the big raised D. Tenstrong, yeah, the D was optional, but who is it optional? I don't think it's optional. I think it's the way to go. Why would you get this and not get the big D?
It's not optional.
And
Excuse you.
I think it's cool, especially
think it's
for
cool
that
too.
price point. $300 today. If that same board ran $450 easy,
Yeah,
and it would sell out all the units.
absolutely. I agree. The name is fucking terrible, which makes it 10 times better.
Revo and Dr. D keyboard. Just why don't you spell
Hell yeah.
like the DTKL?
There you go. TGR, call them.
Okay, what does chat think? What do you guys think? Do you guys think it should be cool, meh? I'm pretty sure that's just the only two things it's going to be. I don't think it's amazing enough to be wow, and it's not bad. 8-Bit Llama says cool. Vivian, you can see an upgraded version selling very well, but even this version would sell very well these days. Yup. 10 strong, low or mid cool.
I want it high cool.
I think
Please.
it's at least mid cool. I really think that it's hard to say because the D pushes it up, but that cable, I feel I've met.
But the cable, I mean, so how many boards do you have that include a cable? I understand it's soldered to the PCB, but I don't know if it should be.
You have to
included
solder
in
it
the
yourself
overall
to the
rating.
PCB. Not a lot of people aren't comfortable with it because it's pad soldering. You need to
Really?
solder 4 wires to the respective pads. But I mean, that's easy enough, in my
It's not
opinion.
hard.
It's not hard, no.
Matrix still sells their boards needing to be soldered, have a cable soldered.
Yeah. Oops. This. Okay, so mess is for fates.
No chance RPG says you're delusioned by the D. You wouldn't like it after it was on your desk for a week. My dude, I have never been delusioned by a D in my life. uh, I think my head's on straight, thank you very much. I would love this board.
It's cool. Okay, I don't think it's definitely. I don't think it's up there with like the 910 polycarb Singo or anything. But I think it's like maybe around TX 60, Kira 60, Leaf 60
I
level.
would put it with a 910. Fuck
really?
you.
With a 910?
Yeah, I would.
Wow, I don't.
That would be me leaning into the meme a little bit too much, though. I would agree, but I would take this over a 910.
Nebulant says Nebulant believes it's better than the HB85. The HB85 is down here. I think this is. Move it down a little bit.
I don't super love an HB85 either, but again, I have serious problems with some of your list here.
No, don't worry. After we go through the last thing, we'll start going through and cleaning up like we did last time.
I would put it where it is. Actually, I would leave it right there.
Yeah, I think this is a fine
good
place.
spot for it. Yeah.
I think I would rate it personally. I would rate it lower if the price was higher. I'm just ecstatic the fact that it's basically $300 shipped.
Olivia would like you to take your D off of SA, Olivia, please.
I say Olivia, the one that bothered everyone claims it's crooked.
It does look a little bit crooked, yeah.
Don't worry about it.
It looks a lot a bit crooked.
Don't worry about it. It's working as intended.
Okay.
Okay, let's go through the last item, one that probably most people have forgot or never heard of. The 62/60 keyboard done by ISS.
Look at those cherry blues.
The right RGB cherry blues.
Of course.
Which had to be soldered from a Logic Corsair at the time, because only Corsair had the limited rights to those switches. Because this ran June 30th, no, wrong one. What am I reading? Here it is. April 23rd, 2016. And this, by the way, is technically the first full RGB hot swappable 60%.
What a fucking mouthful.
Right? The PCB case and plate was $125. You could add 65 Gateron switches for $19. Whoa! And stabilizers for 10 more. This was labeled round 0. Well, for the April 23rd, 2016 round. Why it's round 0? Because round 1 was promised to run afterwards, but round 1 never ran because the designer left the community and disappeared after round 0. They were shipped though, at least.
Classic 2016.
Classic 2016.
Yeah.
Okay, let's open up the page to get a better look at this crazy RGB board.
I would like them to turn off the RGB just for one fucking photo, please. I can't see what the hell is going on.
They had to turn. Like I said, it was the first 60% that had it. They had to flex.
Dude, that looks like my B Mini.
It basically is a B Mini, just with an RGB PCB. That's the selling point. So yeah, supported the 62 layout, which I don't personally like this layout at all.
No, I would agree.
Layout looks bad.
I like the crooked keys too on the far right. It's just great. Excellent product photo.
Okay, so what does chat think? Okay, does anyone in chat remember what set is on this? Actually, this is also an old set that is on. No one in chat remembers.
Silent. Utter silence.
GMK hot garbage. It's not GMK. Definitely not GMK. You can tell because of the legends for the 3, the tab, the caps lock. I mean, all the legends, the enter, backspace. It is DCS Melodit, that's correct. This is one of the DCS molds that they had. Yeah. This is the pre-retool DCS.
Wait, is this hole tighted?
Yes. The first
Oh,
hot
God.
swap 60% was hole tights.
Jesus.
Yeah. Right? It's not the modern fancy Kale hot swap that we're all spoiled by. The first real
Lord.
hot swap was just someone telling the factory, "Hey, can you put these hole tights on our PCB?" And they're like, "Sure, it'd be 3 cents more."
Goodness gracious. I like to periodically make myself forget that hole tights exist.
Do people request you build with hole tights ever?
I have had 2 requests for hole tights. Normally it's
yikes.
mil-max sockets, which I also don't do. For the fucking record, please don't ask me to mil-max your PCBs. Are some of those mods GMK?
The CMY Rs, yeah. Not
Yeah.
the cheat key, but the shift control alt shift.
Yeah.
Jeff, you're actually correct. It's OG Saware. The mod, don't ignore the shift control alt and cheat key modifiers, but the rest of it, the alphanumerics, is pre-retool Saware. Basically Korean Saware. The more you know. Ding.
Can we just forget everything about this and just put it in yikes?
Okay, okay, look at the side profile picture. The acrylic layers aren't even stacked like straight.
No, and they have some warping as well.
There's
If you look
warping in the bottom one,
at the second row and the last row, it's just.
Imagine using these product pictures in like the modern day. That'd be so painful if you saw this
Oh my
as
god!
like an
How
actual.
much was this?
This was 125.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. So would you get this or the Lustro?
Oh god. No.
Okay. Let's get to putting it somewhere. Let's fix this.
I mean, so for history's sake, first hot swappable 60%. That's a thing. I guess.
I get. Do hold tights count as real hot swappable? I mean, I guess they technically do, right? I hate hold
Hot
tights.
swappable if you want to fucking die.
Yeah, right. Like,
hot swappable until you finally give up and solder them in. I don't fucking know. But I mean, they tried something new, and I can't keep on saying I like people who try something new and not give this ups for that, right?
yeah.
The B Mini definitely came before this, didn't it?
Yes, the B Mini came before, it just didn't have RGBs, and it didn't support the 62 layouts. But not that it matters.
Yeah.
It's just 4 acrylic plates.
That's fair. Funny that it's the exact same color scheme, but that's fine. Yeah, I can we put this anywhere but yikes? It's just where in yikes it goes, right?
Yeah, it's just where in yikes it goes. Like, even first hot swap, it's a bad implementation. Why is this not grouped? Hold on. It's a bad implementation of hot swap to begin with. So, I mean,
I would put it right in line with our ortho buddy, to be honest. Maybe a little bit below it, just because the quality is not fucking there. But yeah.
Yeah. 8-Bit Llama says, yo, yikes, 10 strong, even lower. Lender says, accurates. Talisman, yikes, more yikes, extra yikes, ultra yikes, yikes. That's a pretty good way to describe different yikes.
I like these greetings, yeah.
I build socket, but groundbreaking for hot swap. I don't think it's like, just because it's like the first technical hot swap, it doesn't mean it's not good in any way. The hot swap, like I would solder and desolder and resolder a PCB 10 times before I install with hole tights or mil-max sockets once.
There you have it.
If you would rather do that hot swap doesn't matter, right? Like, don't get me wrong. You guys who watch this show every now and then know I'm really big on the history of keyboards. That's why we cover a lot of interesting old things as well as new things. And whenever I cover something, I always go through the old group buy page, or I talk about when it ran, what was happening during the time. Even with all that in mind, it's still a bad board.
I mean, plus, so board prices have gone up over time, right?
Yeah.
Would you pay $120 for that now?
No, because I'd rather buy. If I had $120, I'd buy a Keyset.
Well, okay, but like as far as like boards go, would you rather have that or some other like cheaper? Like I would rather have, Pinocchio cut me a Lubrigante and grab a PCB for that price. Like so much more
Yeah, yeah, same.
than get that.
Would you rather get this or a KBD Fans 5-degree case?
I get a 5-degree. At
Yeah, I
least
get a
that's
5.
fucking aluminum, right?
super
If
scuff aluminum, but it is
it's still like
technically,
actual aluminum
according to the
with
periodic table of elements, it is in fact aluminum.
this is super scuff acrylic. Jesus Christ, dude.
Stop
With a
it,
super
it's never-
scuff PCB, it's basically coming to you fucked, and you have to unfuck it.
Yeah, like actually, the more interesting thing about the 6260 is my last point about it. More interesting than the quote unquote hot swap is actually the in switch RGB. That actually is bigger, more important on this board than the hot swap.
Absolutely,
because
I would agree.
no one really did it back then, other than the OEMs. That was actually probably one of the biggest things with this board, more so than hot swap.
Well, let's drag it a little further to the left, Katie.
Just a little further to the left. A little further to the left.
The more I look at it, the more I hate it. Good lord.
Is it the worst board we've covered? Yeah, it's the worst board we covered. That's easy.
I would say it's the worst.
Sure.
I wouldn't put it in line with Necro, but I would say it's pretty goddamn bad.
It's the Necro of keyboards.
Close. At least they're delivering what's promised, right? A scuffed acrylic.
That's true. All the product pictures showed the proper scuffs. So
absolutely, and they even got their target audience with their mixing and matching of sets. Perfect. Okay. Now we've finished all the new items. I know you came on today because you have a bone to pick for some. Where do you want to start? So many bones to pick. First off, I want Olivia to close her ears because I love Olivia. I was one of the people who practiced for the SA Olivia drop. I wanted that goddamn Keyset so bad, and I am one of the people who used Chrome when that dropped. And I am one of the people who got fucked over by the fact that the page was cached. And so I am one of the people who sat there refreshing the page for 10 minutes while they gradually sold out, and then saw people saying that they got in after they were all gone. And so for that sole reason, I hate this set because I am so bitter. I am so bitter. I wanted you have no fucking idea how much I wanted this set. I had this down to like literally 0.5 seconds from seeing a page to in the cart purchase. Like I practiced this shit. I had my first come first serve fucking down and I got screwed by the fucking cash. I'm so mad.
That happened with a lot of people. It happened with Biso. It happened with like 3 or 4 people I know. They all told me like, fucking cash. It's definitely an unfortunate situation.
The set's obviously great. Clearly, I won't shut up about it. So does it honestly deserve to be where it is? Yes, but because I hate it so much for this one sole bitter reason, I want it lower. That's it. Okay. If we had GMK Olivia on here, it would be solidly in the WoW.
Is GMK Olivia? Have I even covered GMK Olivia yet? No, I haven't.
No, but you should.
I should, yeah. And maybe next episode. Probably. We'll see.
But God, I'm so bitter still. It's like a year out now, right? Almost. Yeah. Not really. It's only been like 6 months, actually.
I'll give it. I'll give it a few pixels to the left.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I can deal with that compromise. Oh, Lord.
Okay, what's the next big bone you need to pick?
Let me see. There's quite a few. I'm having a really hard time. I want the Polysinga to be above the 910.
Why do you think?
In my opinion.
Why do you think the Polysinga is above?
Yeah. It, in my opinion, has been the best implementation of polycarb 2-day as far as the aesthetics, purely because it doesn't have a shitty looking PCB. And with a clear board, so many people don't understand that you are going to see the PCB through the board as you're using it and are picking terrible colors. And it is bugging me so much. I love Polysingas. I really want a Polysinga real bad.
I'm gonna
I
say
think
no
they're
one
really well
actually
done.
sees the PCB of the Polysinga. It's a beautiful purple PCB, yes, but for most people, as soon as you plug it in, as you can see on my screen
Oh, the
now,
LEDs.
the LEDs. You just see
I don't
the.
use LEDs, even with polycarb. I know, so I guess that's a fair point, actually. But
I mean, even if you didn't, I don't think you really. Yeah, you don't really see it unless you're looking at it upside down. Which then again, you would because you'd want to appreciate that beautiful weight.
I mean, you do see it from the side, I promise. I've built a fair few Polysingas. You do definitely see it from the side, but in my opinion, the Polysinga is the best implementation of a polycarbonate board as of right now.
Best implementation. I'd say it's in the top 3 for best polycarb boards for sure. I agree with that.
What else would you put up there? Because
Oh.
maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm forgetting something.
The Rukia by Jack Static is absolutely amazing.
That is very solid. I wish he had. I mean, I'm very biased because I love Jax personally. I wish he had a nicer PCB.
Yeah. I wish you used the USB-C PCB that the OSA used.
But the polycarb on that board is incredible.
Yes, absolutely incredible. As he delivered me mine at the NorCal meetup in November because he attended. And he's like, "I got your board." I'm like, oh. I opened it there, and I'm like, I was like holding it, and we were like comparing it to like people's Alice's.
Yeah.
And other boards at the meetup. Everyone was pretty impressed with the board, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, the polycarb on that. I mean, it's so a lot of polycarb boards. They don't bother to sandblast the interior, and on the Rukia they did, and I appreciate that a ton. I believe the Singa did not, and so that is like the one thing that really bothers me. If they had sandblasted that interior, it'd be so goddamn good.
I think they did for the round 1s. I have a round 1 polycarb Singa.
Okay.
Because
I remember
the round 1 was the only one that had 2 blockers. I think Elaine switched to only having 1 blocker for the future rounds.
I think I remember there being some sort of issue with the interior of the polycarb on the Polysinga, but I believe I've only worked on round 2s, so.
What does chat think? Should it be higher than the 910 CE? That's the aluminum 910 for reference, not the polycarb one.
Yeah, everyone's gonna say no.
Nori's just like, no.
Yeah.
Meld yes.
Singa is not that great. Yeah, I know.
Nebulin has fighting words. He always has fighting words. He's a fighter,
I know
not a lover.
this is definitely a hot take, but I would rather have a Polysinga than a 910. And I think 910 is my favorite TGR board.
Yeah, it's a great board. I wish I had the aluminum one. I had the polycarb 910. Between my polycarb 910 and my Polysinga, it's pretty tough actually to choose between the two.
Which I think kind of speaks to the Singa, right?
It speaks to
TGR kind of inevitably has that slight edge, I think, over Singa just as a name. So
as a name, yeah. I mean, Elaine basically like studied under Yutzi. That's why they do all their collabs. And the brand is basically a Yutzi collab brand. That's also why their plates are annoyingly tight because they use the same factory. I don't think.
You can say you can't put it above. I just wanted to say my piece.
Yeah, no, that's a good piece to put. I don't think I could unless more people in chat think it should be above. I don't think
chat will not.
Yeah,
I'll save us the time.
I don't think
I understand this is a very niche opinion, but I'm going to stick to it.
Okay, what else did I think the other one was the Exent. That was one of the big
Why
ones.
the fuck is that in Yikes?
Okay, the Exent. Okay.
Please explain to me, because yes, it had an issue with the bottom, right? Huge issue with the bottom, right? Very aware of that. But first off, that was one option, and second off, something like the M65A also had that issue with the bottom. Would you put it in Yikes? And the M65A, I believe, had more issues with the overall group buy. Would you still put that in Yikes? The M65A is still a very sought after board, right?
The Exent is not a sought after board.
I'm just saying.
Okay,
Um,
so
it is in certain circles.
so
To be
when
fair.
on the episode that we covered the Exent, I think the main issues people talking about were one, the bottom cracking. The M65A had problems with warping but not cracking. If you
It
crack the
did have
bottom,
some problems with cracking.
did it?
A few
I
bottoms.
just, I just know of the warping for sure, but if it has
Okay.
cracking, then I'll trust you on that. But I think the ones for the Exent were at least a bit worse because it was acrylic, while the
Mhm.
M65A was nylon, which is still you can
Yes.
still thread it even if it's cracked slightly with nylon.
Yes. Yes.
Um, Exent's not great PCBs, but of course M65A, if you want to do a direct comparison, also had not great PCBs.
In fact, I would say downright terrible PCBs
They both
for
had pretty
both of
bad
them.
PCBs.
Yeah.
I think in terms of looks, people just prefer the look of the M65A over the Exent because the Exent is those paddles on the side are maybe a bit ahead of their time.
I think they're cool. I think you're all wrong, and I think they're cool. The extent that I have seen and I've used the anodization on it was incredible. It definitely wasn't in like my top, but it was in the top 10 boards I've ever seen as far as like nice ano.
It did have pretty
Um,
nice ano, I'll admit that.
Admittedly, and the acrylic bottom was a choice. It came in an all aluminum.
I think it was the main choice though. I think because you had the upgrade. It was the base choice was the acrylic. It's
Yeah,
you only got the
but
aluminum
I'm just
if you paid more to
saying
upgrade.
you could have an all aluminum extent, and those are so nice. Like I mean, and how many boards have shitty PCBs? So I'm not going to
Right,
go into
yeah.
that because we will literally be here all night if you get me started on shitty PCBs. But I like it. I understand that the design choice isn't everybody's cup of tea, but I think it's cool. Fuck you.
Okay, Krelbit says there were like 10 good Exents and all the other ones had issues. Wilbur says great design, train wreck, group buy, poor manufacturing. Olivia says
I would agree with that.
preach.
Yeah.
Is Apocalypse imagine flaming users for using the default acrylic option, the QC of which was out of their control.
In what world am I flaming them? Hold on.
One thing I did like, I like the option where it did come with a customized GMK keycap set for that board. I think that was a cool thing. Not gonna lie, Dixie, I wish you did that with the Bower. A GMK Bower for the Bower. I think that would have been pretty dope. We can't win them all. No, I mean, I did build Olivia's Exent. Personally, I just don't like how it looks. I don't think it looks great, but I don't know. Does chat think it should be at least higher? Maybe it should be meh instead of yikes?
I think it should be low meh. Because wait, let's look at the other things that you have low meh. Let's just zoom out and take a little bit of perspective here. But the fact that it is with that shitty ass ortho board is making me so angry. It's below the Lustro. Are you serious? Why is this below GMK Monkey? Like, fuck you. Excuse you.
Hey, this is a growing board. That's why every episode we go through these reviews. Because
you know what? My biggest issue here is that the Nano Bento, which had quite a few issues with it.
Oh, Chewy put that there. You can literally blame directly Chewy when he was the guest. He was like, that's where it should be.
And the FC660C are above it. There's no way.
I can put arguments on why the F660C should be above the Exent. Bento Nano I can understand a bit more. Okay. How about?
Can you at least put it above Lustro? Please.
Yeah, I can do that.
Compromise there.
How about I move DSA Retro and Godspeed down, or to their left, and then I put Exent in that open spot.
Fine.
What does chat think about that? Just middling Exents? Let's see. J Chef. Exent equals non-ortho version of the double 2 right below it. Oof.
That's not true at all.
they both have the similar sides. They got the sides.
So does the Space 65.
We haven't covered the Space 65 yet, and when we do, I do not expect great things. put it higher than Chocolatier says 8-bit llama.
I agree, 8-bit llama. Thank you.
Dixie McHow's DSS Tech Law above the Exents.
Thank you.
In Keyboard is the most convoluted ranking system I've ever seen. Thank you. Yeah, it's about emotion. That's actually this is literally the cool board. The only ranking is it cool? DSS Tech Law worked out of the box, says Krelbit, and Exent may not have. That's a pretty good one.
I'm just saying my unicorn died after 3 days, and if you say I fucked that up, I have a giant middle finger for you. So, again, if we're going to be judging things by shitty PCBs, I have a lot of changes to make.
Okay, I'm gonna move the Exent there.
Thank you.
Now, I think this is fine.
I appreciate it.
Middle low.
Can we knock Nano Bento lower?
You know what? Chewy's not here.
Fuck Chewy.
Chewy's not here.
Chewy. This is me straight to you. Fuck you. Boxing match win. You versus me. Let's go.
Let's go.
So salty about the unicorn. I am salty. I was really bummed. I'm glad it's finally working, but goddamn, that was such a shitty experience. I do want to say that I was really bummed, and that was a shitty experience for me, so people understand why I am admittedly a little bit biased.
Wilson says, where's the unicorn with a K ranking? We have not covered it yet. We may in a future episode. I haven't covered everything. I really only cover like
There's really not much here.
Yeah, only 8 to 12 things an episode. I do an episode probably every other week. So I mean, and there's like been literally hundreds of keyboards and key sets. It's gonna take quite a bit for me to get through all of them. But if you guys have recommendations, I have a Discord channel. I have a channel for recommendations, whatnot. Yada. Let's see. B. Walshman, the design is cool.
Is there an exclamation point Discord they can hit to find that Discord?
Oh, there's some kind of command. Is it plug? Oh yeah, no, that's my YouTube. There we go. There we go. There we go.
Go make him do some interesting boards.
Yeah,
I want to see people.
You guys can recommend
really
me anything. The only requirement is it has to be fully shipped. Like this week, I wanted to do the HBCP, but then I'm like, wait a second, Heine's not done yet. Can't put it in WoW just yet.
Gotta wait just a couple more weeks.
Gotta wait. Okay. Exent, I think everyone's satisfied. I know there's a few others that you had some feelings about.
Yeah. Why is nuclear data there?
Why is nuclear data there? Okay, is mid meh. It's above the Night Fox, White Fox. Below, what's that, DSS
In
Dolph?
fact, why are both of those mid-meh? Both of those should be low-meh at best. For so many goddamn reasons.
Dewey says, French Huey on the cool board ranking where? Where does Mad Keeb's Huey rank? Oof. Actually, I just realized no one's probably only like 10 people in chat or less have seen French Huey. Does anyone know what French Huey is?
I don't even know what French Huey is. I'm mildly scared.
Okay, it's I'm just gonna play the video. It's like a 10-second video that someone made. I don't know why someone made this. I didn't make this. Someone just made this and shared it with me, and they're like French Huey, and it became a thing. This is. No, I don't want to update VLC. VLC, where are you at? Here we go. No, where's the actual? Where'd the video go? The window's open. I just don't know where it is. Hold on. Manofinterests. What do I have to close? Oh wait, there. It's like somehow VLC is off my screen. How does that happen?
If you have another monitor hooked up somewhere.
But I don't.
That's all I got for you.
There we go. Okay, this is gonna work. Ready, everyone? For French Huey.
Manofinterests.
Someone just made that from one of my last videos. It's just the French pronunciation of man of interest. It's like man of interest, and then just French music with me and a baguette plays. Why does that exist? I don't know.
I love it.
But I'm happy it does. I think it might have been the same person who did French Nathan. I don't know. They also did the next one was me, the other French Huey.
Huey. Huey.
I love that there's variations on this theme. Oh Lord.
Okay, back to the board of cool. SA nuclear data. You said it should be lower.
Please.
How low? It's pretty like SA pulse.
That looks
low?
like you know when you were in like kindergarten, and you had those styrofoam tray lunches, and they had those cubed carrots and peas that came out of a can.
Yeah.
That is exactly what that looks like.
Mm.
Why would I want that on my 910? On my Satisfaction 75? You fucking wouldn't. I wouldn't want that on my FC660. Oh god, FC660C. I wouldn't. Get that out of here. I wouldn't put that on a nano bento. Get that the fuck out of here, please.
Wow, Crublet is spicy. Crublet's like, no, Reese used nuclear data. Bless Reese. Hope he's doing well. And you can't put it on FC660C because it's Topro.
Duh.
I think it's hard to say. I mean,
I wouldn't put that on a clue board.
I would. I think SA nuclear data is definitely clue board material.
Chewy's in your chat. Oh no.
Yeah, what up? What up, Chewy?
Wait, can we zoom out and show him what we've done? Hold on. I just want him to see his mistakes that we fixed for him so he can say thank you.
So Chewy, we had to move Bento Nano to a more appropriate location.
You're goddamn welcome.
Which we moved it down from high meh to extremely low meh, straddling the line of yikes.
Thank you.
So right now we're talking about nuclear data. I think it's nuclear data. If anything, it's.
If you say the word history,
I'm not gonna say history.
Disconnecting.
I'm not gonna say history. It doesn't have good history. It has bad history because no actual nuclear reactor command console had green ass keys like that. They all had beige keys or like yellow and red keys for warning shit, and radiation shit. So definitely non-historical. I mean, it's like clue board. Like I said, it's like a clue board tier. Like if someone had SA nuclear data, I would imagine them putting it on a Philco, putting it on a clue board.
I feel like so many of your things in your Met tier need to be a little bit closer to yikes.
That's fair.
Like I would move clue board closer to yikes.
I probably would too.
I don't know what the issue is with the TKC 1800.
It's literally just a repainted 1800 G80.
Yeah, but is that a bad board? Maybe I'm just out of the loop.
I think the one of the main reasons is people thought it's uncool. You're paying over $200 for a paint job.
Okay.
Well, okay, if you're in there for the value, then it's kind of a bad proposition, right? To some people.
It has bad paint QC. Okay, I don't know much about the TKC 1800, so
yeah, I don't know that much either. I know about the normal G80 1800, which I have, and it's great, but I wouldn't pay $200 to get it painted. I'll go that far. But SA nuclear data, I'll agree. Let's move it down. Same tier as Bento. We can clean this up.
Yep.
Clue board. Let's put clue board where it was. Because I would still choose. I would choose a White Fox Night Fox, even though it's low profile, over a clue board. I think. Just because USB-C ports. And it doesn't have, because the clue board, even though it's high profile, it has those giant gaps, and it's not a great implementation of integrated
but
plates.
White Fox had all the drama behind it.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, I feel you. If you ignore the drama, yeah.
Yeah, it's not horrible.
Fair enough.
Okay, you said there's a few other things.
This is looking a little bit better.
A little bit better.
This is looking a little bit better, for sure.
Canoe.
I agree with everything else. That's fine. What's underneath Chocolatier?
The canoe.
I can't tell what that is.
And DSS Dolch.
Okay, canoe stays there for sure. DSS Dolch. Yeah, okay. Fair enough.
It's basically Tekla, but with an acceptable colorway.
Yeah. Calm depths. Yeah. Okay. Meh looks good.
Okay, let's
I
move
like
over
your
there.
meh.
Let's move over to the cool now.
I think this is where I have the most issues.
Good.
Um, I need Wilbur to plug his ears for a second. I need the M60A solid below SA Olivia. Have you
Even with the
ever...
newest version with the random stuff they've added and made better about it.
That's not the M60A, is it?
No, it's still M60A. It's just M60A R2, which is I would say is in the.
I haven't tried the M60 R2. The M68 is a gorgeous fucking board. I actually own one in the green colorway, the sage colorway. It was the first ever high-end keyboard I bought. I bought it for my boyfriend. It is very pretty. It is perfect for my boyfriend. I need him to plug his ears because he's right next to me. My boyfriend is the type of person who doesn't terribly care about typing feel and sound, like to the degree that maybe somebody who was, all up in TGI's business would. So it's like the perfect board for him because it looks amazing. It just doesn't necessarily sound great, in my opinion.
Did you get him the internal foam that Rama sells for like $1 million?
Nope. We have the internal weight actually, because I actually bought somebody's invoice for this.
Oh, okay.
But I think it's a good board. I do. I think it deserves to be in cool. I just don't believe it deserves to be next to a Polysinga.
That's fair. That is fair. Because right now it's in the same coolness tier, just a step below. So you think it should be a lower tier, like SA Olivia tier?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Okay.
Absolutely. I would say it's SA Olivia tier. Mm-hmm.
What does chat think about that? I have some agreements with that as well. I've heard a few. I've never typed on an M60A myself. I just haven't. Maybe I did at the NorCal meetup. I really don't remember now. But if I did, I obviously don't remember I did. But one of the reasons it's really high, as Crumbled actually just said, we talked about it on the episode, it's cool because what it did for the hobby outweighs the issues with the keyboard.
Okay.
Because it brought a ton of people into the hobby, or at least into thinking of keyboards more than just a Dell Rubber Dome. Like, you got your boyfriend this keyboard, for example. Doing that is better for the community than anything else that board has going for it. Because that's the thing about Rama's brand. It's really great at bringing people to consider spending $400 on a board.
If we did that, then we'd have to reorganize this entire fucking list.
Well, I think
because
that applies...
certain key sets and certain boards here are a lot lower than they should be, considering their history and what they brought to the community then.
I mean, yes and no, because some things are more or less than others. Like, for example, M60A, right now, I think it's where it is because of how much people had introduced recently. In like 6 months, when it's not a big deal anymore, yeah, it's probably going to like start sliding lower and lower and lower.
Is that why the Fiel round 1 is where it is?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, okay, we'll leave it alone because I don't have.
Let's how we do it.
I think it's cool, and I think moving it like a tier down or a tier up is
half
a
step down.
deal.
So it's half step down. So it's the tier between SA Olivia and the 910 and Singa.
Okay. Can I just say I fucking love the look of that board. I really want to find a way to make his good so I can get one in milk white with the rose gold backweight, because that is like my ideal. I'm not even shitting you. So again, this might be a case of where I'm bitter because I can't make it work for me, kind of along the lines of SA Olivia, where it's gorgeous, but I just can't have it, right? So
I'm sure there'll be a round 2 one of these. I mean, people love it enough, and it's gonna make money, so there'll be a eventual round 2.
Rama, please make it sound good so I can buy it, please.
A top-mounted M60. Don't integrate it, blade it, please.
Please, perfect. Exactly. Make it sound and feel good, and I will love you forever. All right. What is below the... I think the LZ Ergo should be slightly higher.
The LZ Ergo TKL?
Yeah. That's a cool board.
It is. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Why do you think it should be higher?
So first off, I could be saying this incorrectly, but if I remember correctly, the LZ Ergo was one of the first ever high-end ergonomic options for a board.
That is
And I would be
somewhat accurate.
I would be super surprised if the Alice didn't take some cues from the LZ Ergo.
Oh, definitely did.
So
Without a doubt.
again, if we're considering what things brought to the hobby, the LZ Ergo should be higher.
That's a good point. That is a good point. It's a very good point.
And if somebody fucking says it's not split, so it's not Ergo, I swear to God.
So the
I can
only
feel that
big
coming.
issue about how they did the Ergo, in my opinion, was they kept the normal stagger. I think the Alice, while it took some inspiration from the LZ Ergo, it also took a more of the inspiration from the EM7, which had the split and then had slightly difference on their stagger, if I remember correctly. Maybe it should be a little cooler. Right now it's straddling meh and cool. I forgot why it was straddling meh. There's something the chat didn't like when we covered it. Anyone in chat remember why you guys didn't like it?
I think it should be above Metaverse. This is not a huge change, but it should definitely be cooler than straddling meh. It looks bad.
I told you, Navelin's a fighter, not a lover.
Lord.
This is about coolness. Here's the thing. I think it is cool. I think maybe it should move up. I would show it off at a meetup.
Hell yeah. Plus, LZ, we can't put, where did we put the other LZ?
Also, I think on the lowest. Yeah, so we should at least
we can't put those two that close when the other LZ was definitely worse, in my opinion. Because it didn't bring anything new.
Both Xenophobia and Nebulant says it does not look good. It is not cool. You know what? I think it looks. I don't mind how it looks, to be honest. Yeah, I'm gonna move it up. Oh, it's slightly.
I'm not asking for a large move here. I'm asking for a small move. I just want it to be higher than the other LZ board.
It is
not straddling
it is now higher.
Because it's definitely not meh.
It's in the same tier but higher up. So it's
perfect. I'm good with that.
Cooler. Yeah, I think it's fine.
That's solid. Yes.
Metaverse. Yeah, Metaverse is solid, cool. What else do we have next on Metaverse?
What's underneath Metaverse there? Is that the E6?
E6 V2 round 1.
Okay, I agree with that.
Didn't you have issues with the lunar? Or are you okay with it there? Okay.
No, it's fine.
What else we got?
I don't know too much about the lunar, so I don't want to argue anything when I'm... What's the MDA Keyset?
Big Bone MDA.
Why is MDA in cool?
Ask Nebulant. This is literally just Ask Nebulant. Okay, hold on. Nebulant says, all right. Now he's gonna prepare...
Nebulant, what the fuck?
Prepare for his paragraph. I think
just for the name,
to be
I'm
fair,
good with that, actually.
The fact that we put the D all the way up there for the D.
Well, so the D is actually like a good board in my opinion.
Yeah, it is a good board though.
Ignoring the D, it's solid.
Olivia, take it off. It's hot, Carbo. Jeff throwing Nebulant's words back at him. If you have to explain it, it's not cool, right? That's what Nebulant said when we were talking about the LZ Ergo. Okay, Big Bone MDA. What did it do? It's the best MDA set. Not that that's saying much.
What is that saying?
I don't know what that says. I'm just trying to list things. Remember how you were trying to list things earlier?
Yeah. Okay. Carry on.
Okay. What else can we list? It's dice subbed. It had good compatibility, I guess. It's a neutral colorway.
Please kick it down to low, man. Please, for the sake of all that is holy in this world, get rid of it.
J Chef says J Chef is with Nebulant. MDA PBT is best PBT, and it is not the best PBT. BSP is definitely better PBT keycaps for sure.
I'm sorry, Hugh, could you click on his name and hit the ban button? Thank you.
The click bar is there because of what the click bar did, which is revolutionize how clicky switches work. Whether or not you like click bars,
Clicky switches or not, yeah, I
or
agree
clicky
with that.
switches, it is for compared to how clicky switches have been since Alps clicky switches, buckling spring, beam spring, cherry clicky switches. It's a new technology, quote unquote technology for clickies. That's why it's there. It's straddling between meh and cool. That's that one's all history. Big Bone MDA though. I maybe should be moved down.
Maybe.
Crazy thoughts, right?
Huey, please. I can't believe everyone gave me so much shit about wanting an extent moved up. And you're struggling to move Big Bone MDA.
We're gonna put it on the
down a
other
tier.
side of click bar.
I swear to God. Oh Lord.
Other side of click bar on the meh side.
I can't believe that's above
Mason Dixieland.
a CA66.
Oh, people really hate the CA66 in my chat. Apparently, I'm like the only one who kind of who likes it.
It's above Trash Pandas, which I mean, I get Trash Pandas aren't that great, but if you're looking at things that help the hobby, please. What the fuck? Why is it above an ErgoDox?
CA66 also had really bad PCBs, really bad fulfillment for round 1 and round 2. A lot of people hate how it sounds because it's a hollow echo chamber.
It is, yeah.
Which it
I
is.
mean, I agree with where the CA66
People
is.
absolutely hate the fact that the USB port is only on one of the sides.
That doesn't make sense to
It's
me.
not on the back. It's on the side of the board.
Oh, okay. That does make sense to me. Never mind.
side?
I was like, what?
The ano is meh quality for all the colors. The colors look nice, but the ano quality itself is meh.
Yeah, I 100% agree with where the CA66
Okay,
is.
yeah.
I do not agree with where Big Bone MDA is.
On high meh, I think it should be lower. Even
Much lower. It should be in line, in my opinion, with Calm Depths or Green Screen.
Nebula believes you should explain why.
For the pure point effect of how many people have you seen using and enjoying this?
Just Nebulant.
Who likes MDA?
In chat, who likes MDA? The profile, first of all. Before we even get to the big bone part. Nebulant, Bruick. Pudgy, MDA is not like dev/TTY, so you're completely off base there. Moist Gun apparently likes it. Tenshong, I like the look of it more than most non-cherry. How many people?
Why are we judging a Keyset by its look and not its feel?
I've tried it. I feel.
Okay. How about this?
Okay.
How about we put it in line with the ErgoDox?
Okay.
Nobody's happy. Means it's probably where it should be.
Yeah, that's actually pretty good logic for judging where it should be. I think that's fine. That is very, very acceptable.
Okay.
Even Nebulant accepts. Okay, we're fine.
Fine.
Also, we got HP85, Mira SE, E6.5. Oh, here's your M65A.
I really like an M65A. I really want one in the future.
I want one in the future with a good PCB.
Mm.
Want.
I don't even care if it has a good PCB. I'll fucking fix it. Just give me a goddamn M65A.
Okay.
It's literally the board that got me into this hobby. It's the board that I saw and I was like, I want that. I would pay that money for that. So it's what got me into the board side of the hobby. So I'm obviously very biased. I would put it in the WoW category, but this
Maybe it
probably
should.
for
Maybe it should be moved up. It did do a lot to bring people into getting nice boards.
I mean, yeah.
One thing I do want to bring up with everyone here, because we have a lot of people in chat now, people can consider about it. The plank. Should the plank move up, or should it stay here or move down? I guess is my question. I
think
have the plank
should
here
stay there.
in mid cool because even though I hate the plank for the most part,
Mhm.
what it's done, it created the 40% community essentially.
I would agree with that.
Right? Like that's a good reason for people who love their planks to love their planks and respect the plank. I don't like the plank as a keyboard. As a concept, I think it's fine because it basically gave birth that and the minivan, which was also called the Van 44 the first time it ran, together when they both ran the same year, kind of created the 40% community for better or worse.
More to the point, what is the key set to the top left of that?
PPS chocolate?
No, top left.
Oh, my other left.
Yeah.
This one, a DSA Galaxy class.
Oh, okay. I completely forgot that ever existed.
Yeah, it's Ryan Norbauer's original set.
Yeah. Is it cool?
It's on the cool side, yeah. I think it's pretty. I mean, I did Dictator Huey. I like Star Trek, and it's a Star Trek set, so it's going to be cool.
Okay.
There's
Very
sorry,
well.
chat. No one's gonna overrule that.
Then it will stay.
So it's going to stay. It's funny you say you don't like duck boards earlier. There's actually the Duck Raven and Sidewinder straddling the Meh Cool line.
Yeah, I think that's fair because a lot of people's first high-end boards are duck keyboards. So again, if we're keeping in mind things that bring people in, duck keyboards are one of those. Yeah, fair enough.
For anyone who's curious, what we have in the WoW category, we have Gatoron Black Ink Switches, the HHKB Pro 2, the J80, and the TGR Alice. Straddling the cool in WoW is the Fiel Round 1 and GMK DMG.
That is not my WoW at all.
We have not covered enough things to be in the WoW category, or people are extremely picky. I think the only two people were like fully, yes, these should be WoW, are the Alice and J80. HHKB Pro 2, I'm like, this created basically this Topra scene. So I had to argue that into WoW.
I fucking hate Topper,
That's
which
fine.
I know is a very controversial opinion. I don't like Topper.
I think it's more acceptable nowadays to hate it.
I think the E6.5 is too high. Having one literally over my shoulder right now.
Yeah.
That I don't know if you can see it. I think it's too high.
What does everyone think? Is the E6.5 too high? Is it right now? It's much higher than the E6. The E6 is low WoW. E6.5 is high WoW. Nebulin says it's too high.
Scroll out just a little bit, just so I can get a gauge of where we are here. Yeah, well, I don't think that's above, a policing. I don't think that's above a Mira. Yeah, I think that's too high.
And Olivia can attest, I built hers. The spacebar is awful. Every other switch she has sounds absolutely A+. I
can't make an E6.5 part. Well,
I spent
had one.
I spent like my heart and
okay.
soul in lubing those switches.
Uh-huh.
And like I tried for like I was like, Olivia, give me this another 2 weeks before I ship it back to you, because I want to try to fix your spacebar.
Yeah,
and 2 weeks straight, I could not fix that spacebar no matter what I did.
I think it's too high.
It's too high. I think I agree with that. Where should it go down to? Local?
I think it should go down to in line with the Leaf 60, maybe.
It's one of those things.
Triumph Adler.
So I think everyone can agree for the E6.5, it's overall a really good board, but then it has that really, for a lot of people, they have a really bad spacebar, or like some keys around the edges sound weird because the gasket was kind of like a last minute kind of thought implementation. So it doesn't work well with everyone.
Also, almost everybody has polycarb, and can we just talk about how disgusting that fucking PCB color is? Especially through that polycarb.
Yellow.
Especially with the color of the gasket.
A mustard
Please.
PCB, baby.
Please, it's disgusting.
It's pretty bad. It is.
I hate building polycarb E6.5s, which is the vast majority of E6.5s, because the entire time I feel like I'm putting together a fucking hot dog. It looks like a hot dog.
So it's one of those things where I think E615 is like, if you look at it as a whole board, it's mostly good, but it has like these one or two glaring issues, right? It's like when you,
Which means it should not be almost wow.
yeah, it's like when you meet someone new, you start dating them, they seem completely fine, and like this one random red flag just pops up, like, oh yeah, by the way, I squeezed toothpaste from the top, and you're like, whoa, hold on, I think I just met a psychopath. Right?
I feel like it's more of a. I'm trying to think of a stream friendly version of what my mind is going to. It's more like a. Oh, by the way, I hate animals.
It's like, what?
It's less of a squeezed toothpaste from the top and more of a. By the way, animals are disgusting. Like, I can't believe people like them, or like.
It's more like a. By the way, I had to stay I had to stay 500 yards away from schools.
Yes, exactly. Thank you. That's exactly what I was thinking about, but I didn't want to go that far. It's a little bit more of a red flag than just Jesus Christ, what are you doing?
Okay, let's. Where are we putting this?
I think I definitely below the D.
Yeah. So right here, like just take
I
it
like that.
all the way down the lowest of the cool. 'Cause I think it's still overall like.
It's definitely cool.
If you get one, if you get one that is all good and you don't have an issue with your spacebar, it's fine. It's good. I will say the QC is lacking because for Olivia's Founders Edition I built. By the way, this is an all brass board that cost over $700 for the board. The top and bottom didn't line up.
Oh no, that's not great. Yeah.
Not great. It's horrible. That's horrible.
I mean, with the normal E6.5s, I haven't seen huge quality control issues. I know there were problems with the blue color. Absolutely, the anodization did not match on like any of those. But the number of people who chose aluminum E6.5s was very small. And the number of people who chose the blue from that was like 3 or 4. So, I mean, to be fair, very small number, but none of them matched. They were all pretty fucking terrible. But beyond that, I haven't had any real large quality issues. It's just like, I don't think it's good. I don't think it's amazing. How about that? I think it's good. It's solid. Like I said, I'm keeping mine. Mine's not moving. I don't think it's that good.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, what else do we have? DMG. I know a lot of people question whether or not it should be straddling WoW. I myself also question that.
I like DMG.
I like DMG, but is it like part WoW?
I like DMG. I have no particular issue with it straddling WoW, so fine.
That's fair. That's who else we have. TA90, Heavy 6, Cat
no
Alpha.
issues there.
What is buried all the way back here? Model M SS.
There's like a clusterfuck of shit just all in one spot. There's like 3 buried boards back there.
I feel like at some point I might need to make these tags smaller.
I think cool is going to be a much more populous. Cool and meh, you're going to need a lot more space for.
Yeah.
Eventually.
I might just have to make the board go lower. Because, so this board right now, how it's sized, it's sized to real size because for people who used to watch the show all the way at the beginning, when I started running it in like, mid to late 2019, I used to do the show with an actual board, and I'd print out the items, cut them out, and I'd stick them onto the board with the actual dividers. So all these are actually like sized to their real life size. But the issue is just like with this board, with all the pins and everything, I started just completely running out of room.
Oh no. I think this is a lot easier probably to show on screen.
And that's why I switched to the digital board, because with the real board, people also had trouble like seeing some of the things. So like I'd have to switch from presenting to going behind my camera and like panning and zooming so people could see stuff.
Yeah, that sounds like a nightmare from a streaming perspective.
It was pretty bad. I was planning on taking some off the board at some point. Maybe. Anything else? Anything else you or anyone else in chat would like to fisticuffs about.
I feel like I want the Lubricante lower.
The Lubricante, you don't think it should be in cool, or should be lower in cool?
I think it's a solid meh. How many people keep their Lubricante? Not a ton.
Olivia says, I should do a cool board for artisans. No, that sounds like a horrible idea, knowing the artisan community. I feel like they'd be much more
If
sensitive.
if you ever do, please bring me one.
I will if I do, but I think they're much more sensitive if I said their artisan was yikes.
Art is hard to categorize.
Hey,
It's
keyboards
really
and keysets are
fucking
hard to categorize, but
Yeah.
rock it. We do how we do. So yeah, Lubricante. Some people in chat think it's fine where it is.
I don't.
You do
Let
not,
me
though.
explain why.
Please explain.
Okay. It is acrylic purely for the sake of being cheap. There has been no thought put into making it sound good or feel particularly good. It is literally just a hunk of acrylic just to have a case. I don't appreciate that. It's basically just a board to try a layout. That is it. And for that reason alone, I don't think it deserves to be in cool. Because, I mean, why would a board that purely exists so you can try a layout and then move on to better things if you like it, or get rid of it if you don't, be in cool?
So some people are saying it is cool that it is a cheap way to try a layout.
I know, I'm sorry. I love Zampumon.
Yeah, no.
I do, but I don't. So I think I think the fact that it is cheap, like before there wasn't really anything else other than the Alice. I think that was cool. I think his idea was cool. I just don't think it is currently cool because now there are other better options and other better takes. Does that make sense?
Also,
And I don't think the Lubricante is going to age well either. Just in the point of fact of so many people are coming out with Alice alternatives, I sincerely doubt the Lubricante is going to be somebody's prized possession in any way, shape, or form.
that's pretty fair. I think for most people, Lubricante is a jumping point on deciding if they want to invest in a nicer Alice
I
layout
also
board.
want to make very clear, I am not in any way, shape, or form digging at the fact that it is cheap. Because you can do cheap boards with thought put into how it sounds and how it feels. There are people who do that. There are people who do that for very cheap. Even just with acrylic, there's also good, cheap, other boards as well. Like, my issue is not with the price.
Yeah.
Issue is that it is, at its heart, just a way to try a layout. And I don't think it was designed with the thought of being a stopping point. And so that's my issue with it being in the cool category.
Yeah. I mean, Pudsey, to retort you, she's not saying the layout is cost gated. She's just saying it's not cool. She's not saying it like it should be illegal or not allowed. We're just talking about the coolness.
Yeah, I think the Lubricante absolutely should exist. I think it's great. I just don't think it's cool.
No, this is the cool board, not necessarily the value board or.
There's cheap Alice's.
So I will say
Alice cases.
I will say I have a nice. Actually, this is going to surprise everyone. I have, in my opinion, a very nice Lubricante. I'll bring it out. It has a polycarb half plate for Lubricante, and it uses a very high density acrylic.
At the same time,
it has striker. Sounds pretty nice.
I'm struggling with this one actually because I think the fact that it is open source and everybody can cut their own is super cool.
Yeah, that's kind of the reason it made its way to the cool side when we originally brought it on was the open the open source because
at the time the only way you could try an Alice layout was an Alice. I don't think I think it should be high meh. Just purely because of the fact that I don't think people are going to keep their lubricantes around. And everything else in this, I would say, either contributed massively enough to things, to like people love their click bar switches, right? And put them in everything. Maybe I don't, but people do. People love their duck keyboards.
Yeah.
People love, you know, everything on this list. People love and would show off, except for the lubricante. And I think that's the only issue that I'm having with it being here. I don't know. It's a hard one.
It is definitely difficult. I think it's fine where it is, to be perfectly honest. I would, if anything, move it down, but I would always still keep it in the cool.
Yeah, I mean, the reason why I would say it maybe should stay in cool is because of the open sourcing. That is super cool. I think more people should move that direction. There were other people who were working on Alice, acrylic Alice, cheap layouts before this came out who were not planning on open sourcing. So I don't know. It's hard. That's a hard one.
Yeah. This is why I bring everyone on for, just to grill them on the tough ones. For now, I think I'm gonna keep it there. Maybe if when you come back in the future, or when we have another guest who can very strongly,
you know what?
strongly, yeah.
I think 10 is right. She said, "You have seen too many." I think that's probably true.
Could be.
I think that's my issue with this.
Do a lot of people ask you to build lubricantes?
I have 2 in my possession currently.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I have 1, and I'm like happy with my one wonderful one.
Yeah, well, I have 2 that I'm building for clients currently, and it's hard to put your all into building something you know is just going to be a jumping point. So maybe that's where my issue is coming from.
I don't know. Sometimes I think for some people it may not be a jumping point, because there are people who are really into
There absolutely are people who are into
enthusiast acrylic boards, right? And people who like buying products from Clavier.
Dude, so Clavier's acrylic boards are way different from a lubricante. To be fair,
but he can make a high quality lubricante, and it would still be called a lubricante.
I don't think he's calling his Alice as a lubricante.
Well, because he's not using the lubricante file. He has his own file. That's why.
Yeah.
Right. But for example, he could make a nice board with the same files of.
I feel like more of what makes Q's stuff so nice is that he puts a lot of thought into the sound and the feel of them.
He does.
And I don't think the lubricante allows for what you need to do to make an acrylic board really, really sound like.
So
great.
The funny thing, when I think of all of Q stuff, like, this is no knock against Q. I love how all his boards look. I've never tried any of them in person. I hope I can collab with him one of these days. But every time I see any of his boards, I'm like, I just feel like he made that for the Instagram bait. Because all his boards are so Instagrammable.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't.
I know he didn't. But sometimes just like it feels that way, just because how nice. I'm just saying that because they all look really nice.
I like that your issue with his boards is that they look too nice.
These look too nice. These are acrylic boards. They look too nice, man. It's not fair.
I love it. Anyway, I think we should move on from the lubricante.
Yeah, let's move on to lubricante.
I think this is something that's actually hurting my brain because I'm at war with myself here. Oh Lord.
Okay. Do you or anyone else, anyone in chat? If anyone in chat sees something, I can also zoom in and move around too to help you guys out. If you guys have any qualms against, he hates it because he ain't it. Olivia, what are you talking about? Oh, the Q's boards? I'll get one soon enough. Dewey says, GMK Lime, move that shit down. Pudsey believes the Dr. D we covered today is too high.
Pudsey, how dare you? Dr. D is exactly where it should be.
That board is fine. Let's go GMK Lime. Dewey, why do you think GMK Lime, where is GMK? Here's GMK Lime. Why should it be lower? I think it's a fine board. Here's GMK Lime.
On an M60A, in case that wasn't confusing.
Yeah. Because you can't see the legends. I just use a render in this picture. But I don't know. The pictures that Nebulance posted in my Discord of his GMK Lime, they look fine. They look
I feel like we've shot on Nebs so much, we should give him Lime. Like, poor Neb, dude. Let him have this. It's a good set.
Yeah, no, like this is even without giving it to Nebulon. I think it's fine. I really do think it's fine. Dewey, just go through our Discord and look through Nebulon's pictures.
Dewey
of
just
it.
said it's
fine.
like GMK Deep Space. No, the fuck it isn't.
No.
Excuse you, sir.
Fun fact about Deep Space, I forgot who it was. Some people from the Seattle meetup crew. They were visiting Signature Plastics, and Bob, one of the owners of Signature Plastics, he was talking with the people, and he's like, "Yeah, I remember making this one set, DSA Deep Space. I don't know why the fuck anyone would buy that set, but we had to make it." I'm like, "Well, damn."
I have to be really careful around this topic. So I think we should just move on.
Okay. Am I gonna post this image anywhere when it's finished? Yeah, I'll have the image on my Discord. I have a channel that's called Cool Board Recommendations, where people can also recommend stuff for me to cover in future episodes. But usually after the episodes, I'll post the picture. I need to find a way to downscale it, because right now when I export it, it's like a 40 megabyte picture, which is kind of ridiculous, but it is like full scale quality, so you can zoom in and navigate it pretty easily. Okay. Anything else that I want to touch on? I think the audience was unfair or too generous about Leaf 60. Actually, yes, I want to demote the Leaf 60.
I would agree.
I think it's one of the
doesn't deserve to
worst
be there.
full acrylic full polycarbonate boards I've ever used. I want to move it down.
I have yet to build one. I think I have one coming my way, or currently in my possession, that need to intake that. But I haven't heard great things.
I think if it was the aluminum one, it'd be better. But I have the polycarb one. I'm gonna rebuild mine, because mine I feel completely meh about mine. I feel legitimately let down about mine. Like how you feel let down by your unicorn. I feel let down by my Leaf 60.
My unicorn is great. The PCB is what let me down.
I feel legitimately let down by the whole of my Leaf 60. Maybe when I rebuild it, I'll like it more. But I want to move it down. I don't know. What's chat? I know some people agreed with me.
I agree with you. I think it should be in meh.
I don't know about meh.
I don't think it's cool.
It should be at least lower in the cool.
It should be
Anything
lower
else?
than the E6.5. Even the E6.5 had better polycarbonate implementation.
Yeah. How about
And I like where the E6.5 is, so
between the Lubricante and Mizu?
yeah, alright.
I think it's good. Yeah.
Oh my god, Neb said I was right. What the fuck? Is this because I was nice about lime?
The secret to Nebulant, just be good, just be nice about Lime and Skull Squadron,
and everything will be alright.
And then he'll forgive you about how you feel about Big Bone MDA. Anything else? Skull Squadron is one I should cover in a future episode for sure, because that set still goes for aftermarket for like over $500 easily, which is crazy when you think about it. The DSA
crazy.
set costing that much, or the DCS one.
I mildly regret not bringing you stuff. Because now there's so many things that I want to talk about with you.
Hey, future episodes.
There we go. All right.
I think
know.
that's mostly it, unless chat has anything else to bring up. I think I'm pretty good with how the board stands today. How do you feel about what we covered?
What's the 660 behind Triumph Adler?
Behind Triumph Adler, the Heavy 6 by Ryan Norbauer.
Oh, okay. Yeah, carry on.
I think that's pretty good there.
Yeah.
I think it's probably his best board, because I like it more than his Norba Force, as much as I love the Norba Force. I think his Heavy 6 is better.
I don't like Topper.
That's fine. I put it there because the case
I can't
was cool.
appreciate his cases. So
Well,
I can't have an opinion.
Hopefully he makes some cool MX cases in the future for MX boards. That would be Some
I would
real
love
exciting
that.
stuff. Although I'm not sure if he's going to be working on that much this year, because I just know from one of his recent emails he said he's going to be working on new key sets this year.
Interesting. I didn't really like After School.
Yeah, it gave me
It
too much
looked
of
like
a...
it looked like Analog Dreams on a fever dream on a fever dream.
You know what those colors reminded me of? It reminded me of the Rugrats.
Yeah, but in like a bad way.
Well, I don't think the Rugrats colors were ever good, though.
But at least but
The
I
Rugrats
don't
are just
think
nostalgia goggles. It is not a good show.
I don't think so. The whole point of After School was to be nostalgic and like hit that 90s feel.
Mm-hmm.
And I honestly don't think it did that well enough. Whereas Rugrats is like classic 90s. So for that reason alone, I don't really want to compare it to Rugrats. But
I always feel it's odd because Ryan's older than us, so I feel like his view of the 90s is different from a lot of people's view in the 90s in our community, because our community on average is pretty young. For most people in our community, I think over half our community is under 21. For
25 maybe.
No,
Yeah.
I'm pretty confident most of our community is under like 18. Positive.
Okay. Carry on. I
Yeah.
disagree, but carry on.
Most of those people aren't super active, but yeah, so I feel like how he experienced the 90s is probably different from like how a lot of us experienced the 90s, and maybe that difference of experience is what led to the credence of that set not really matching our nostalgia of the 90s.
I'm gonna be honest,
But
and if Ryan ever watches this back, I want you to plug your ears because I have tremendous respect for you. I just think the set is ugly. So I think that's my major problem with it. I feel like you could evoke that sense of the 90s, but in a way that looks good. I don't think After School accomplished that. In my opinion, art is subjective. Don't hate me, please.
I personally think his biggest mistake was going with DSS.
Yeah. I mean, bringing DSS back was a bold move. So there's that. I respect that.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is funny.
Nobody knew about it until he posted about it on Keep Talk.
Yeah. Everyone's like, "What? You're doing a set? That's..."
what is After School? Oh God, okay.
I know he at first he posted some teasers, but at first we thought it was on Keep Talk. He posted some teasers, I think, on his Norbaforce on the Norbaforce post. So we thought it was like teaser marketing material for the Norbaforce at first, because if you get a Norbaforce, he has like really cool instructional card thing that shows you how to assemble it. It's really beautifully illustrated. So we thought like it'd be something like that. Then he's like, "Oh no, it's a set," and we're like, "Oh, okay, cool, yeah."
Everyone kept forgetting about it while it was running. Said 10, yeah. I think that kind of says all you need to know about it.
Not expecting this follow up after a Star Trek set, but cool, I guess.
I mean, honestly, if you look at the Star Trek set and you look at After School next to each other, you can see that they. I mean, you can see the similarities. I think. I just also hate the Star Trek set.
That's fair.
Sorry.
No worries. Don't worry. For me, it's a Star Trek thing. The set itself isn't the best, but.
Oh yeah. Also, After School was hella expensive.
Yeah. Signature plastic pricing is kind of bad.
Yeah.
But I mean, credit to Ryan where credit is due. If he wants to run something, he will run something.
Yeah, he just runs whatever he wants, and I think that's honestly part of. I mean, that's where keyboard community came from, right?
Yeah. He's just like, I want this. It's gonna happen, and it happens.
That's still kind of where keysets are, and honestly, where they should be. I hate that people are starting to just pump out stuff that they think will sell to make money. It's like the worst way to approach this hobby ever.
Yeah.
Thankfully, they normally kind of self-weed themselves out after a while, because that's just, you can't do that here yet. Hopefully ever, but at the very least yet. But I super respect that about him.
Okay, community question to both you and everyone in chat, because nowadays everyone really likes GMK. Their queue does have limited production. Would you rather see more new sets or more reruns of popular sets that you may or may not have missed out on? I feel like for a lot of vendors now, that's what they kind of have to think about, right? Because a lot of the older sets, they know they're going to easily sell them like hotcakes. That's no risk for
My
so many of
question
these
is,
older sets.
why not both?
So the why not both is we're assuming, you know, GMK has a limited production per year. They can only make so many sets. So
Yeah.
nowadays, of course, people are balancing them, but for a lot of people, it's like a yin and yang. Like think of being Olivia when she was running SA Olive. I can imagine every day people probably bash her and say, "Why are you not running Olivia round 2? Why the hell are you running Olive when we want Olivia
Because
too?"
Olive
Right?
is dank.
Exactly. But imagine, you know, there's a lot of these designers who designed wonderful sets, and they want to move on to their next great design. But there's so many people who are like, "No, I missed out on round 1 or round whatever,
Well,
and rerun it because
so
it's gonna sell like hotcakes." And the vendors are like, "Well, it's gonna sell like hotcakes."
I feel like there's a good balance that can be struck with, you know, not running one of your sets any more than once every 2 years.
Yeah.
I think that's a solid amount of time. That way you let everything settle. Hype isn't lost, but you can move on to new things in the meantime, but still have your reoccurring thing for people who are coming into the hobby. I feel like once every 2 years or once every year and a half is solid. Hopefully, I mean, ideally, again, like I said earlier, ideally GMK would add more and more machines.
Yeah.
Not that they probably are. Well, I mean, they added one, but would add more and more capability to help us run sets, or more and more cherry profile. You know, manufacturers will crop up, one of the two, and you won't have to choose anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean that's the main hope. GMK adds more machines because they're getting so many requests for sets nowadays, and I think it's only going to be increasing. Like with Puzzy, I also have been hearing some conflicting information about GMK's capacities. There's one source I trust a bit more than the others for the conflicting information, so I feel pretty confident on what I say about it when I do talk about it. There are times I do, but yeah, production's always going to be, you know, it's not unlimited, it's not foreverness, but it's definitely, I think, something that as a community we'll have to step forward and take more considerations at. Because what every at the beginning of the month, you know, for those of you who may not know, I do a series on YouTube called This Week in Keyboards. It's a weekly keyboard news show. Usually it usually happens on either a Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday of every week, once a week. At the beginning of every month, when I do the next month that week of the news, almost every vendor launches their sets at the beginning of the month, or announces it at the end of the last month, and then I cover it at the beginning of the next month. As well as there's still at least a half dozen interest checks a week of keycap sets. So in some weeks, we'll have literally between 6 and 12 group buys for sets, which is crazy, especially like you mentioned earlier today, where, you know, some people, they only buy maybe 1 or 2 sets a whole year. Now that's like almost decision anxiety of like there's like a million sets running.
I just want people to start, you know, if you're going to approach this hobby as a way to make money, fine, but put some goddamn effort into it. I am so tired of seeing people run lazy sets with color-picked colors, shitty novelties, just shitty, low thought, low effort, bullshit Keyset group buys. I am so over it. I don't know if I'm taking this personally as somebody who like really tries to put their all into this, but like fuck off, dude. Put some effort into it and don't be lazy. Like have some goddamn respect, right?
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I got.
That's a good note to have, as well as a pretty good note to start wrapping things up on. Does anyone in chat have any questions for Gasp while we have her right here with us, or myself? No, I doubt you guys have questions for me. I don't know that many things. I only know what I know. But I hope you all enjoyed the cool board for today. I'm hoping to do, as a little sneak teaser, I have got confirmation from both Mechs on Deck and Top Clack. Both parties are down to do a competitive head-to-head key quiz. That's going to be Brian, Jay, Chewy, Osiris, all competing for which keyboard talk show is going to be the keyboard talk show in terms of keyboard trivia. I'm still working. Everyone's confirmed it. We just need to schedule things out, and then it's going to be on like Donkey Kong. So, questions for you, Gasp. Ten Strong's asking, what's the ugliest board you've built?
Oh God. This was hard because I have seen some goddamn ugly boards. Okay, this one is going to be fun. The ugliest board I have ever built was an E6 that was utterly caked in crumbs and soda residue. It literally, like, it had a brass plate, and the brass plate was corroded. So I'm going to take the wimpy, because that's all I can think of right now when you said ugly keyboards. So it wasn't the board itself. It was, god damn, dude, clean your key, please.
You people clean your goddamn keybs. It's not difficult. It's not difficult. Hey Jeff, thanks for the
over that, please.
Yeah, I should make a video on how to clean your keyboard. I really should. Jay Chef, thanks for that 500 bitter board bits. Nebulant 100 plus 20 bits for the Freedom for MDA bits. Nice.
Pudzy said, "Don't make me get out my old Alice plate." I've actually seen your old Alice plate.
Your old Alice was disgusting.
I saw Nathan's stream of it, and I guarantee you it has nothing on this. When I am talking, it was utterly caked. There were no spots of brass shining through. It was pure corrosion and crumbs. That's it.
Not everyone caught it, but it was asked if you were attending KeyCon, and Ono did answer in chat for both of you. You were both heading to KeyCon, so if you're also going to KeyCon, you can catch Gasp there and ask her all about keyboard building and streaming and that full-time life.
Yeah. God. But yeah, I will be there. I'm very excited for it. We're planning our entire lives around it right now because we're going to be moving around that time. So it's real fun, but we will be there.
That's kind of stressful.
Yeah. Oh Lord.
Thanks for the extra bits, guys. I'll be there at KeyCon as well. That's the plan. I say that, but I also haven't purchased my plane ticket yet. I should get on that pretty soon. But that is the plan. I will be there as well. Hey, don't forget everyone to follow Gasp on Apiary Keyboards on Twitch, where you can catch her doing all of her builds. At hopefully in the future, we're gonna work it out so that we don't keep streaming at the same time like idiots. So we'll work that out. Oh wait, marshmallow! You guys wanted me to roast a marshmallow. We discussed it at the beginning.
Alan, do we have a marshmallow?
No.
We don't have any? I swear I hid some.
I don't look.
Please do. Because I really want this to happen.
For context, people who were on my stream last night, which was 1 to 4 a.m. Pacific, I don't usually stream at that time. I was just dumb. But I was streaming super late night, and I was roasting marshmallows on stream. So, oh my gosh, Nebulant with the 5 tier 1 subs.
Hell yeah.
Thank you, bud. I think it goes to at least one person who already had. I'm pretty sure Olivia already had a sub, and it went to Olivia. If not, I'm ashamed of you, Olivia, if you don't already have a sub.
Sometimes it'll gift a sub if you literally just let one day lapse on your subscription. So that could be
well, welcome Royal Foil, Olivia, Tyson. Hey Tyson, good to see you. And 10 Strong and Cthulhu. All of those people actually watch my streams quite a bit. Actually, maybe not. Maybe Royal Foil might be newer, but I know Tyson 10 and Cthulhu are in for quite a bit of my stream. So thanks. Nice to see you guys subbed. Thanks to Nebulant. So that's baller. How's your marshmallow situation?
No dice. I'll just light a candle in your honor.
Okay, you do that. I'm not gonna use a candle. I'm gonna use a blowtorch to roast.
Excellent. Wow, we're going like the full chef here.
Oh yeah. This is.
I
So
love
the
it.
secret is to get it a nice medium rare. You don't want to get it overdone because it's not going to taste all kinds of funky. Butane burns really cleanly out of torches.
I feel like it's really hard to make a good roasted marshmallow and not over fire because my preferred roasted marshmallow is one that's golden around the sides but completely gooey in the middle. Like I'm talking, if you don't have at least one ooze off the tip of your roasting stick, you aren't doing it right.
I like
So
I like some ooze, but not too much. I prefer the center to still be a little bit chewy to give a nice
No.
balance of textures.
not for me. I want a liquid molten center with that nice caramelized outer ring. Medium rare, I believe, says Jeff Leopard. I'm really looking forward to seeing you eat this somehow gracefully on stream.
Oh, by the way, for people who don't know, I'm using an old keycap puller as my my thing, my stick, because I don't.
It's art.
It's art. I mean I have like 20 million keycap pullers for some reason. So I just took one
I
in
have
last
like
night.
5. I'm with you.
I just clipped the ends off and cheers to everyone who may or may not have a marshmallow and or food or.
There you go.
Yeah, that's good stuff. It's a marshmallow.
I'm so fucking hungry now. I'm so mad.
I mean, for people who've seen my streams, as Dewey mentioned, like I drink out of my keyboards. Like when I have a brand new keyboard, you know how like when there's a new ship in the harbor, they christen it by hitting like something with the wine. I know, but they christen new ships. I christen new keyboards by luging alcohol through the keyboard. Because I'll luge it and I'll drink it through the USB port of the keyboard, and that's how I christen new keyboards into my life.
I want to see you do that to an OTD. That's like the only thing that's running through my fucking brain right now. I want you to film that and post it to YouTube.
If
And I
I
want to
ever-
be in the comments when you do.
If I ever get an OTD, I will do that. I will luge out of an OTD if I ever get one. For sure. Oh my goodness. Hell, why
Hell
would I
yeah.
not? Like, okay, so I'm getting set in an HHKB to build for an upcoming meetup. I don't know how, but I'm gonna luge out of that HHKB.
Hell yeah. I love it. Yeah, someone brought up the fact gasp instantly thinking of E-Way. You're right. All of my boards are E-Way. That would be terrible. Rip me.
Well, thank you everyone so much for joining the stream today. Gasp, thank you so much as well for joining. Hopefully we can have you in the future for another Cool Board episode and hopefully a key quiz episode in the future as well, if you are down to clown.
Absolutely. No, I hate you, and this was miserable. No, this is really fun. Thank you so much for having me on. It was a great way to spend a Saturday evening.
Everyone, if you're not already, go spam that follow button on Gasp's Twitch channel. Join her Discord if you haven't for awesome keyboard conversations. I have the same information as well. You can feel free to join all my stuff. If anything,
Please do.
At least check out my YouTube channel if you enjoy keyboard news once a week. It's called This Week in Keyboards. It's usually at least a mediocre experience. So I highly recommend you check that out. Everyone, thank you so much for all of the bits and subs today. I hope you all have an absolutely wonderful Saturday evening. I will catch you. My next video will probably be the next This Week in Keyboards. So until then, I'll catch you then, and you can catch Gasp. When is your next stream? They can catch you at.
My next stream is actually tomorrow. I will be building a Salamander and a TX87 SE. Gotta catch up on everything I missed from being sick, so we are doing a double build tomorrow.
Double build. That's doubly exciting. So everyone, if you want some extra excitement on a Sunday, whether you want to, finish up church or whatever you do on Sundays, go watch Keyboards. Have a wonderful time, everyone. Catch you next time. Me waving.